Where'd my... Oh, there it is. Hi! Hello! Oh, that's a really scratchy noise. Hi! We're starting Ghostpia today. I keep having to fight myself from saying Ghostopia. Hi, Grilson. Hi, Franco. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I might, as a fair warning, I might have to pause to turn off this, CRT filter at some point, because it does kind of hurt my eyes on the menu, and I'm not sure it's any better in the actual game. So, I'm leaving it for the moment, but if I'm finding it straining my eyes, I'm gonna switch it. Which is already really... Yeah, I know, that's why I'm saying I might turn it off. For now, I'm gonna leave it, but... I might actually go turn it off already, because yeah. Go off. Just make it a little easier for me. Right. We start reading from episode 1. It's been a long journey. It's dark by the time I get out to the station. A cold breeze blows, and I suddenly want to go home. This is a ghost town. It's certainly lonely enough to have earned that name. Despite my reluctance, I quickly remember why I came here. To fulfill her wish. And it's a promise I have to keep. I whisper to myself, I've come to see you. Ooh, got a nice intro. Yo, do we get to punch cops in this? Fuck yeah. And coincidentally that the stream starts at 4 AM on my time zone because I read this with BN every night. It's been my dream to dream. Lately, I've been sleeping all the time. I haven't dreamed at all. I want to dream. I want to escape from reality and go elsewhere. But no matter how much I sleep, the world of dreams just won't welcome me. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa! Oh! Okay! That's interesting. Thus I'm on the precipice of awakening. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. My body slowly floats up from the darkness of dreamless sleep, reminding me that I do have a body, and I'm not just part of the puddle of dream goo. I just went to, like, check my audio on the other monitor. Jesus. I want to sleep longer. I grab a hold of sleep's tail and try to sink myself back into the goo. When I let out a yawn and open my eyelids, I recognize the sound of a ringing phone, so that's what woke me up. That trifling realization sends sparks flying within my brain, instantly casting aside my drowsiness. I've woken up once again. My heart feels cold, heavy, as if someone had poured icy water into the empty hole in my chest. I look outside the window, and it's almost dawn. Everyone's starting to go home. The air is hurried and restless, but also somehow satisfied and overflowing with hope. And then my heart gets another degree colder. Let's go. I quickly grab a change of clothes, put on my coat, and head to the door. The door leading out to my one-room apartment. I wince at the cold sensation of the metal doorknob when I turn it. Once I walk through the hall and down the stairs, the door there leads outside. It's the same outside as ever. Thick snow covers the ground, like always. Good thing I brought my boots. A cursory glance at a nearby brick fence reveals graffiti in a language foreign to me. Behind it, in the distance, are buildings covered in pastel, candy-like colors, except they're now faded, dull, and ambiguous. Is that really loud for you guys? It's very loud for me right now, but my audio might just be turned up. Not particularly? Okay. Cool. Just so long as it's not overpowering me. It'd be nice if, there we go. I was trying to adjust it in my headphones so I wasn't getting blasted. There aren't many tall buildings. The song sounds like it's about to turn into Undertale. It does have kind of the same vibe, huh? What does stand out, though, is a cylinder thrusting forth from the middle of town, as well as the peculiar silhouette of a church in the distance that almost looks like it's got an onion on top. Yeah, the BGM is a bit loud because the voice is near the camera. Okay, let me... Actually, no. In any case, I've got the feeling that this isn't the place I belong. Wait, how do I turn that off? This is a ghost town. Someone decided it'd be called that. Or rather, that's all anyone's ever called it. Alright, settings. Volume. Let's turn that down. This is a ghost town, after all. Is that a bit better? There's not much else here, so if you're not going to name the town after its inhabitants, what else are you going to call it? It's ghosts that live here. Or rather, that's all anyone's ever called them. It's okay now? Cool. I think that's the only thing they're comfortable calling themselves since they live forever and are active at night. They really are ghost-like in that sense. But I guess since the like part is off-putting, they've settled on just straight up calling themselves ghosts. Naturally, I'm a ghost to myself. As dawn breaks and the ghosts go home, I head out into the ghost town. The horizon's starting to turn blue, so I'm sure it'll be dawn soon enough. I love this time of night, especially the sky. I do realize that I'm kind of basic for liking something as commonplace as the sky. But watching the pitch black expanse gradually fade to navy and then to blue makes me feel, somehow, both excited and relaxed. I take a step forward and get confused. Why was I sounding so gloomy? I have to space out and lose track of what I was thinking. I have been like this for longer than I can remember. I feel like a broken machine. If only I could keep these sad thoughts away. Not once have I ever been able to stop them. I start digging through my memory to try and remember what started that gloomy train of thought and walk outside, half asleep. A6 watching, congrats! My feet just started walking on their own. Someone once said that the subconscious part of our mind is larger than the conscious one. I pass through the small gate of the similarly small apartment complex. There are many footprints left in the snow. But they're all footprints heading home, in the opposite direction that I'm headed. It seems like that lonely thought has set my memory into motion. I remember now. Once again, I failed to dream. Then, I got a phone call from that girl, which woke me up. I couldn't sit still, so I went outside. I wish I didn't remember that. But I suppose when you've forgotten something, it's human nature to try and remember it. The need to remember may not be at the top of the hierarchy of needs, but it's definitely pretty high up. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, I muttered to myself as I tread through the snow. When I reached the road, the snow has already been cleared, making it much easier to walk. There was still another soul on the road, but I could feel the gazes of the ghosts from inside their buildings. I can't say I like it, but it's better than seeing them face to face. There are many ghosts in this town, but as someone who currently doesn't have any friends, my one and only hobby is to walk around town early in the morning like this. It's nostalgic, melancholic, and yet somewhat exciting. That's how I always feel when I go for these walks. I walk through the shabby backdrop of the city streets until I turn the corner, and the scenery changes ever so slightly. I've reached the plaza in the middle of town. There are benches placed here and there, as well as a signboard of a cafe with a full view of the plaza. It's not exactly a place with a calm, relaxing atmosphere. And that's due to the overwhelming presence of something that's the opposite of calm and relaxing. Yeah! What? In the center of the plaza is an indiscernible stone wreckage of what probably used to be a fountain, and sticking out of it is a giant metal cylinder with fins. It's been here for ages, and its silhouette is simple and clear, so too is its purpose. Destruction. Complete and utter destruction. There's no mistaking it. It's a missile. It sure is. Okay. I have no way of knowing what sort of missile it is, but the fact of the matter is that it's a missile. Nothing more, nothing less. This panorama thing is really cool. I always like when visual novels do that. I don't know how long this town's history goes, but ever since it became a ghost town, the missile's been there, apparently. Since it hasn't exploded, it's probably a dud. And strangely enough, the missile is packed with the names of the town's ghosts etched all over its surface, like some sort of memorial. Naturally, my name's on there too. I have no memory of writing it there, and yet there it is. Like a signature on a shady contract I've been deceived into signing. Maybe I'd be a little proud to have my name here if I like this town, but since I don't, it doesn't make me happy at all. Instead, it makes me feel like I've been bound to this depressing place, so, if anything, I find it disgusting. Suki, a kick! I take 2 or 3 steps back, get a running start, and give the missile a good kick. Specifically, I aim at the spot where my name is written. Someone speaks up from behind me. Idiot, what if it explodes? Yeah, that's a fair point. Shocked, I turn around to see a red-headed girl I recognize. She's a person, or rather, a ghost, I'd rather not run into. The mechanic girl. Eep. That's one thing I haven't forgotten. What? It's not like I did anything. She may not have done anything, but I have, so I don't know what to say. Obviously, I'm not expecting her to do anything in retaliation, and it's not like I hate her or anything. But I don't know what I've done. I don't know if what I've done maybe was some kind of taboo. Ow, ow. So, all I can do is let out a pathetic groan. Oh. Hey, wait! I turn around and make a break for it. I run shamelessly, waving around my arms and legs. Anya, that redhead, appeared right behind me, so I have no choice but to make a loop around the town that's roughly shaped like a circle in order to get back home. I try to run fast, but my body just doesn't feel like it. I keep tripping and almost cry every time, but before I realize it, I'm back home. When I close the door behind me, I finally snap out of it. I can almost feel the wind blowing through my stomach. Now that I think about it, I haven't eaten anything in a long time. Well, it's not like I'm gonna die or anything. When I toss my coat off by the door, it starts melting from the bottom hem up. Like when an orange peel eats through a piece of styrofoam. It bubbles, melts, and forms droplets. Food good though? Food good. I had good food today. Ugh. The boots I tossed by the bed melt too, leaving behind useless heels and soles. And by the time I toss myself onto the bed, even my feet start to melt. Even ghosts feel pain. Once the skin melts off, it exposes muscle that gets dry and stiff upon contact with the air. It hurts. The smallest flicker of air in the room causes me unbearable pain, as if rubbing irritants into open wounds. Ghosts can't survive the morning sun. The reason I kept tripping over myself on the way here may be a result of losing part of my leg muscles. Thinking about that possibility helps distract me a little from the pain. But it's not as much of a problem as it may seem. It's no big deal, really. Nothing dies in this town. Just leave it alone for a while and everything will be back to how it should be. To sleep is to temporarily lend your body to the darkness of slumber. By the time I wake up, my body will be back to normal. My legs will have healed and won't hurt anymore. Hopefully. This sure hurts. I speak up, even though I know there's nobody there to respond. Well, it'd be nice if there was someone to respond, someone to sympathize with my pain. Maybe I'm a little lonely. Did a teardrop fall into my pillow, or was it just my imagination? My eyes fell shut before I could find out. I could see a town off into the distance. I'm heading there at full speed. To the left and right is nothing but an endless snow desert. Up ahead, railroad tracks stretch far into the distance. Behind me, the railroad ties blur together, which is a sign that we must be going pretty fast. Sorry, my throat clogged up for a second there. At this speed, I should be feeling the wind onto my skin, but I don't feel a thing on my body. It's only now that I realize I don't even have a body at all. Without a body, I exist as nothing more than a perspective. A perspective that's somehow chugging along the railroad like a train. Without a body, I don't get tired, so I just aimlessly watch the scenery flow by. Once I'm about a few kilometers away from the town, I finally recognize it. That's the town I live in, and that's a bit of a relief. At least it's not some strange, unknown territory. For long, my train self will arrive at the station. But as I gradually slow down, my body doesn't feel a thing, not even momentum. Suddenly, my perspective switches, as if someone had turned a tuning dial on an old analog radio. My new perspective is facing the doors inside a train. I'm already at the station. The doors open automatically. That's a hello, you know. There stands a girl. She pulls the corners of her mouth to the sides as if to say, "Blah," before telling me, "Welcome!" Welcome? I've lived here for a long time, so I don't need anyone to welcome me. What's even going on? I tried to tell her those things, but I can't speak at all. By the time I wake up, it's completely dark outside. Ghosts are nocturnal creatures, and thus the town's bustling with liveliness. No dreams again. The pain in my legs and damage to my clothes have both vanished, as if nothing had happened. I'm just a little relieved. I think I woke up much earlier than usual. I check outside the window again as part of my daily habit to see how much time is left before sunrise. We need to talk. I haven't seen an electric bulletin board before. It looks pretty haphazardly made, too. There's wires poking out and duct tape stuck on here and there. It's probably handmade. That's pretty impressive for an electric bulletin board. It's been lazily stuck on the wall of a building facing my apartment. I've got a hunch as to who put it there. Almost everything in the world can be fixed with a little duct tape. It's honestly impressive how much you can fix with duct tape. For Gorilla Tape, I tend to use more. But it's basically the same thing. I can still vividly remember her voice, but maybe that's because I actually heard her voice just yesterday. Ring! The phone starts to ring, right on cue. I check to see if my socks are on and if my boots and coat are there. I comb my hair with my fingers, but it'll probably just get messy again. It's not like I've got time to fix it properly, though. I'm off. I turn the doorknob and pull hard. What? When I open the door, I see a ghost standing in the common area of the apartment hallway. Is she a grown-up child? Or a childish adult? By appearances, she could go either way. But if you ask me, I know she's the former. I think she's beautiful. Yoo-hoo! Even as she starts talking, she doesn't stop filing her nails. She's number 2 on my list of people I'd rather not see right now. If it's not obvious, number 1 on the list is that red-headed girl, the ghost named Anya. Pacifica. Long time no see, Sayoko. When I hear her somewhat friendly tone, it makes everything I have to keep my mind from unraveling. Pacifica's very smart. I get the feeling that all of this was part of those girls' plan to get to me. Those two know me. Probably have for far longer than I've known them. I need to go on a walk. I know I can't oppose her, but I know I can't just not oppose her either. Listen to what I have to say, and you can go on as many walks as you'd like. I'm getting dizzy. Pacifica speaks softly, but has a firm fortitude. I don't think anyone can meaningfully oppose her in any way. The phone keeps ringing behind the door I just shut. It's kind of nauseating. But I'm sure you'll find what I have to say quite interesting. It's not like I don't want to hear it, but why me? Please don't get the wrong idea. I just need help. Help? Pacifica takes a step forward, closing the distance between us. My body tenses up. I can't be sure she isn't carrying a knife. Not like she isn't allowed to. Whatever, I'll just put up with it for now. It's not like I'll die or anything. As I let my thoughts run wild, I suddenly smell something sweet. Something relaxing. A new ghost has arrived. Pacifica brings her face up close and whispers in my ear. It sends shivers down my spine, blowing away both the nausea and the sleepiness. A new ghost? Pacifica's breath tickles my earlobe. The tips of my toes tingle and my shoulders freeze in place. Oh yeah, I guess ghosts breathe too, huh? Shh, not so loud. It's still a secret. Don't whisper in my ear. Like I said, not so loud. Pacifica's only whispering in my ear for secrecy's sake, but my ears are so sensitive I can't focus on what she's saying. Okay, I'll listen. I'll hear you out at least. Really? Thank you. I thought you might say that. Might come into your room? Let's have a little private talk, woman to woman. Pacifica gently smiles from ear to ear, like a flower blooming. I feel guilty thinking that there's nothing about me that deserves a smile like that. I've got an inferiority complex about how I'll never be able to smile like that. Those two thoughts gouge out my heart. Pardon the intrusion. Since I haven't even locked the door yet, Pacifica opens it on her own and starts to walk in, but then stops in place. Whoa. Pacifica? I mustn't forget my ninja manners. Ninja? Before she crosses the threshold into my room, Pacifica places her hands together and bows. What's up with that? I heard that this was a ninja custom. That's news to me. No way! Apparently I'd become known as a ninja in this town without even knowing about it. That's kind of concerning in its own right, but for some reason it feels oddly satisfying to see Pacifica blush. It's a pleasant sight, I guess. Upon entering the room, Pacifica makes a beeline for the phone and picks it up. She simply says, "Yes, it's me. Yes, that's right. Yes, please wait. Bye," and then hangs up. I brought you something. Sorry, but could you boil some water? I place the pot on the stove and return to the table. Pacifica takes a bottle of instant coffee out of her handbag. She then takes out a tin of preserved biscuits. Ah. What's wrong, Sayako? I was thinking that this is what I had for my last meal, too. You mean when Anya made a mess on the crotch of her plain Jane overalls? Probably, yeah. How long ago was that? No idea. Well, I haven't had much of an appetite. It's not like I'll die anyway. My goodness. As I boil the water, I listen to Pacifica scold me, saying that I should take better care of myself, and that it's not a matter of living or dying. And soon enough, 2 cups of coffee are ready. She unseals the biscuit tin with a tug of the pull tab. Seems like a fairly decent meal to me. So, about that new ghost. I didn't realize the town could even get new ghosts. Of course it can't. Or at least it shouldn't. That's what makes it such a mystery. The town has always had a set number of ghosts. 1,024 to be exact. That number's never increased nor decreased. Nobody's ever said anything about it, but I had figured it was some sort of eternal rule. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I feel like adding one more ghost won't make much of a difference. Maybe someone decided 1025 was a nicer number. She's a girl, around your age, Sayoko. I see. For some reason, my heart skips a beat. A second later, my chest feels somewhat warm, somewhat numb. In one word, I feel fidgety. So anyway, I thought we should throw her a welcome party. Pacifica just couldn't resist laughing. It looks as if she'd read my mind. It's like she knows me better than I know myself. But does she know what this feeling is, exactly? We have to throw her one, especially due to the circumstances. What circumstances? The church is examining her. She'll most likely be tired once they release her. So, we have to show her a fun time to make up for it. The church. The town's biggest congregation of ghosts. It also serves as a peacekeeping organization. Headed by a priest, they do policing and politics, and thus the priest is more like the town mayor. Very few ghosts know what goes on in the church, but Pacific is a pretty influential ghost as far as they go, so I guess she got that information from an inside source. The church still does things like that, huh? Some sort of immigration inspection, I suppose, but is that really necessary? It sounds like they're just doing it because they want to. Hold on. I want to adjust that. I'm assuming it's the voice volume. Just like adjust everything a little bit. I hate the church, particularly their attitude. Even after the townspeople became town ghosts and overcame death, the church still wants to control people under the guise of politics. And it's almost like the ghosts are pretending to be alive, and it's so forced. I feel like there's other things that bother me about them, but the anger makes my head feel hazy. Like, yeah, my head always feels hazy, but you know what I mean. So I can't even remember what it is I'm angry about. You still hate the church, I see. Well, I do too. So does Shallow, apparently. Those guys are poop. Church is poop. Poop is church. Do the poop chat? The two of us laugh, like two boys in uniform, merry-making while oozing with pure, unadulterated youth. Well, it's my water's the wrong way around. Okay. There we go. Youth. That's not exactly a word that I can relate to. Excuse me, sir. It's like he's just now clocked that I'm streaming, and now he has to interrupt.
Hey, what's up?
So, Sayako, will you help me out? Okay, I'll help if I can. Thank you. I'm so happy. When Pacifica hugs me tight, my body stiffens. There's nothing I can do. Excuse me, sir. He's so rude. I figured I needed some sort of opportunity to do this, so I've been waiting for a long, long time. I'm so happy I could talk to you like this. Pacifica talks earnestly between sobs. That's right, well, she may act overly mature sometimes, that's all it is. An act. Everyone who's close to her knows this. Huh. I remember more than I thought. I feel happy that I remember, but it also feels odd that she's got some attachment to me. It's a swirl of emotions, like a spinning barbershop bowl. Pacifica's as gentle as ever. She hasn't changed, but what about me? I don't know what's wrong with my Twitch, I can't send a message. Oh, is it doing like that weird connecting to chat thing? Cause I was having that yesterday after we raided out, where I had to like refresh the page a couple of times before it would let me actually type in the chat. I was like, please? I wonder if Twitch is just on something right now. Okay, I'm putting him to bed. Holy crap! Shut up, buddy. Okay. I feel like I've changed a little, the same way milk changes after its expiration date. A change you can smell with a single whiff. I can't go back to being me. I suppose that's how I describe the way I feel. I guess I was just looking for an excuse. You've always been so close, I just need a little courage to speak out to you. Oh. There's nothing I can say. Being touched makes me feel safe. I don't want to let you go ever again. But at the same time, it also makes me anxious. After all, I have no idea how I could ever repay someone who makes me feel this happy. If I get too comfortable taking advantage of her kindness, she might start to hate me. And I don't want her to hate me. I can't find the words to say. Just a simple hug. All these feelings are revolving around inside me, and I'm just so afraid they'll end up crushing this moment into dust. And just like that, the happiness has faded away completely, leaving nothing but coarse anxiety coursing through my heart. Am I just not used to dealing with kindness? Huh? Pacifica suddenly lets go, and for a second I fear that my worst fears had come true, but the reality is slightly different. Sorry, Saiko, but, what is it? Are you showering properly? You, kinda smell like spoiled milk. Oh, now that you mention it, I haven't showered since the other day. Which other day? You know, when you spilled coffee on those ugly overalls of hers. Oh god. The poop talked! Pacifica leaps backwards away from me. There's a look of fear on her face that she probably wouldn't want anyone else to see normally. Well, I mean, if nobody's gonna come see me and the air's not humid, then why bother showering? What happened to I don't want to let you go ever again? Who asked you, 100-year-old poop? It's been 100 years. The very concept of a calendar has disappeared from this town, so time has become incredibly ambiguous. Individually, a day is simple to track, but as the days pile up, it's impossible to keep track of months and years. You'd have an easier time counting sand in the desert or snow surrounding this town, one grain at a time. If you think about it, I suppose it's not normal to go this long without showering, huh? Maybe I really have changed. Am I trying to reclaim myself? Take a shower now! Okay. My fear of being separated from Pacifica turns into fear of Pacifica herself. I stop thinking, grab a towel, and head to the bathroom as quickly as possible. It's almost dawn. I don't think I've ever gone outside around that time before. The snow seems a little soft and hard to walk on, perhaps due to the rising temperature. Ah, Sayako! Pacifica. Looks like I wasn't the only one called here. I see. I guess that makes sense. The time has come. I'm sure they have an intermission animation. They do. It's very cute. Is it done? I wonder. I can't wait. Pacifica nods and waits her words for a while. And then... If you can't wait, then let's hurry. Hey! I chase after Pacifica when she breaks into a run. It's my first outing at dawn. We dash as if swimming through the pristine air. Main Street looks so different compared to how it normally does. It's like a quiet, still pond. And just as how a skipping stone makes ripples in a still pond, our footsteps and Pacifica's laughter break the silence. I'm excited. Not that I mind, but why are you out of breath? We take one turn off of Main Street and reach a workshop garage. Anya looks at us as she sits on a garbage can placed in front of the closed shutters, swinging her legs around. Oh, hi, yo. Oh, Guten Morgen. Huh? The two of us laugh when we see Anya's confused face. Anya looks to be about my age, so I don't use formal words with her. Pacifica seems to be older than me, so I've ended up using formal words with her, but not because I'm trying to keep my distance from her or anything. And it's not like I don't respect Anya either. Do those greetings mean anything? Not really, Poop. You starting something? Well, this is how things usually go. There's something special is waiting just around the corner. That doesn't mean things will suddenly change between us. Well, whatever. I'm tired, so let's get down to business. Anya sighs. Her face does look a little tired, and her posture doesn't show any enthusiasm at all, either. So, is it done? Is it done, or is it not? What do you think? The way her eyes light up with confidence already spoils the answer to that question. It's done, it's done. I did it. Wanna see? You wanna see it? I wanna see it. I grab Anya by the shoulder when I say that. We've both lost our cool. Anya chuckles to herself and pulls a remote out of her pocket. Time for the big reveal. Clack, clack, clack. Wee, wee, shunk. The shutters open, revealing a large, box-shaped silhouette inside the dark garage. Ta-da! There it is. Our hope. Our first weapon. This one's for the books. A squarish armored vehicle. At least that's what it probably is. Wow, that's amazing, Anya. Indeed, I'm impressed. We walk inside the large, spacious garage, throwing the armored vehicle and pat at its frame. I'm not a car person, but I can tell it's a reliable machine. The arm looks like it could deflect a few bullets, and big fat tires look like they could handle any terrain. I doubt you could get anywhere in the snow deserts or in the city without something like this. Well, it's an honor to hear that. Thanks. Anya's an apprentice at the local time repair workshop. Though I feel like this is the first time her career skills have proven useful to us since we first got to know each other. I didn't think a repair worker like Anya could create something so impressive. It's amazing, that's all I can say. Do you think we can live with this thing? I mutter as Anya shows us inside the car. We sure can. It certainly seems so. Our goal, or rather, our dream, I suppose, is to leave this city. Or to be more accurate, is to head to my home country, which may or may not be on the other side. My friends and I have been working day in and day out toward that goal. No idea how far we'll have to go, but I made sure we can pack a lot of food and stuff. Should we bring board games and stuff too? Wouldn't it be too bumpy of a ride for board games? Oh, good point. Boy, am I tired. Time to sleep. Anya lies down on the hard concrete garage floor. Just straight up. Okay. I look outside the window. Sure enough, the sun's almost fully risen. Ghosts always get sleepy in the morning. They can barely stay awake up until early morning, but even that's cutting it close. No fair. Me too. Pacifica lies down next to the already half-asleep Anya and curls up. It looks so comfortable and makes me want to lie down next to them too, but there's something I have to do before that. I get the garage shutter remote, and I also pick up a thick blanket that Anya must have gotten ready for this little sleepover. Hey, come on. It's going to be cold if you just go to sleep like that. It's not like ghosts can catch colds, but they do feel cold. And even though they're wearing coats, the floor is likely to grow cold. I press the button on the remote and the shutter shuts with a rattle. I lie down on the concrete floor and loosely spread out the blanket. Say, Anya. What? Did your boss help you? Not really. It doesn't matter either way, but, huh? Are you pretending to be asleep? Making me sleepy. Well, whatever. We share our warmth underneath the blanket as we drift off and sleep. Eventually, our consciousness melt as we all enter one dream. If only, a dream like that's more like a pipe dream. Chip. And with that last thought, I sink down into the ocean of sleep. My vision blurs as if crossing the surface of the water. My eyelids are heavy. So heavy they start to sink. They start to sink by themselves. But right before they close, in a sliver of my dim vision, conglomerationality. Who's that? We walk around the street at night. In other words, during peak ghost activity hours. I never thought I'd walk around the streets underneath a pitch-black sky again. You don't have to be so nervous, you know. Sorry, but what? I can't find the words to continue. Our conversation fades into the air like smoke. Once I finished taking a shower, Pacifica said, "Let's go to the station." I'm not sure going there will help us prepare the welcome party for the new ghost. The fact that the station is such a far walk away from my home doesn't help my enthusiasm either. My worst fears turn out to be accurate. Every ghost we come across gets out of the way when they see us. Or rather, when they see me. And it's clearly not out of kindness, nor respect. The ghosts fear me. Complex emotions weigh down my heart. Resignation. I don't blame you. Sadness. Don't look at me like that. Indignation. You're already dead. What do you even have to fear? I hate this. Unable to describe my jumbled up feelings, I say something embarrassingly ambiguous. I don't know if I should be apologizing, but I'm sorry. No, I wasn't blaming you or anything, Pacifica. Though Pacifica smiles, her eyes narrow. A sign that I haven't cleared up the misunderstanding. I curse my poor language skills. So, I guess she's done something? Or people think she's done something, I suppose. Can you hold my bag? I nod absent-mindedly and take Pacifica's handbag. This station's pretty big. It must be in an ostentatious building in its heyday. It's hard to imagine what it used to look like now that it isn't an abandoned wreck. Most of the lights are broken, so it's incredibly dark inside. It's not impossible to walk here if you try hard enough, but it makes me wish I had a light. The few lights that remain intact are enough of a hindrance that your eyes can't adjust to the darkness, so anything that's in the shadows is completely dark. Pacifica strikes a match and lights an old-fashioned lamp. Pacifica's rich enough to buy high-luminance LED lamps or expensive high-power wearable lights, or at least I think she is. But for some reason she's using a lamp. For the aesthetic, obviously. Has she always been like that? I don't remember. I feel like there's a memory like that locked away somewhere in my brain. It feels odd, but it doesn't matter. The station appears to have been a terminal. At least that's the conclusion I've come to, seeing as all of the railroad tracks only come in from one direction. Yeah, she's done something before. Yeah. I'm interested to find out what it was she did. It seems kind of fitting for a ghost town to be a dead end. At least that's what I think. I follow behind Pacifica from the front entrance to the platforms. As a star to be seen in the sky above the cracked ceiling. I see a single point of light up ahead, and it sways slightly, several dozen meters ahead. There stands a young red-headed girl. Yes, she looks nothing but young. Her name is Anya, a ghost who I used to be friends with just as much as with Pacifica. Sorry for the wait. It doesn't matter. You sure took your time, though. You run into any problems? Each time Anya's body sways, a float light hovering a little less than a meter above her head sways with it. I'm not sure how that thing works, but it makes her look kind of funny. It's like an angel halo. I mean, doesn't that seem funny? A ghost cosplaying as an angel? I had Sayoko take a shower. Oh, I see. I stay silent. I decide not to say anything unless spoken to. Long time no see. Yes, I guess so. Looks like I win this time. Whatever, Cassie. It's not like I wanted to win anyway. And I didn't want to lose, Anster. Anster just doesn't sound right. The two of them exchange playful banter, but Anya's face looks a little stiff since I'm here. These two are my only real connection to the town. Judging from what they said, I guess the two of them were betting to see who could drag me out of my room first. But I'm not enough of an idiot that I'd say something like, don't use me as a pawn in your games, you two. It's necessary to just accept these sort of things if you want to revive interpersonal relationships that have remained stagnant for years. Or even longer. Okay, Psycho, let's head to the garbage dump. Ah. Why the garbage dump? I want to ask, but instead, I stay silent. I don't want to disappoint them. Despite the things I say, I dream of reviving our friendship. Okay, let's go. A slight shadow seems to cast itself over Anya's face when I say that. It's a little frightening. Did I do something wrong? This is the same train station before without the wreckage. Oh. I guess there's no use dwelling on it. Alrighty. Anya claps her hands twice and the footlight above her head changes from an angelic halo to a shining sun. It's so bright, it makes me squint. It's so bright. Maybe a little too bright? This thing's a cheap model, so it's only got 2 brightness levels. But I figure there should be plenty for picking up garbage. That's true. Good job. You're a real engineering advisor. I don't mind being an engineering advisor, but why don't you just shop around at stores? Don't you have money? Isn't it obvious? Huh? Well, I guess. Anya shrugs as Pacifica starts walking ahead. Once my eyes adjust to the light, I fall behind. So does Anya. We didn't make eye contact, but you can say we're on the same wavelength. Whenever Anya moves, her miniature sun sways, causing shadows cast by rubble, signs, and pillars to stretch and shrink. Let me explain from the beginning. The needle on the compass points north. I know. Well, you really know your stuff, Anastasia. Don't call me Anastasia. That's what Anya's short for, isn't it? Hell no, don't just make stuff up. That's cute, like you're a princess. That's exactly why I hate it. Don't you dare try to make it a thing. We quietly backtrack the way we came. Thanks to the intense light, it's much easier this time. It's still pitch black outside the station. I get a little dizzy thinking about how long the night is. Anya claps her hands twice and the light fades. The light's mechanical core plops onto the ground. What a convenient little thing. Probably too expensive for me to afford, though. Then again, I guess I can't afford anything since I don't have a job. Apparently, the new girl's being interrogated at the church. Yeah, I know. That's all we know. I'm thinking that even after she gets released, her reputation with the church will remain sensitive. And if we go shopping for her, it may sour the shop's reputations with the church. Oh. Maybe it's different with your shop, but things can get complicated with other shops due to the church's strong influence on the economy. It's important that we care for the new girl, but we shouldn't cause trouble for other people either, right? Pacifica breaks into a smile. I like the smile way more than that flawless forced smile she makes sometimes. Who cares? Rude. Shut up. As those two talk, we eventually reach the garbage dump. It's near the station, so it doesn't take long. Not that I know the garbage dump was our destination, I guess it makes sense why we met up in the empty station. And it's the perfect meeting place for an outcast like me. And it's easy to think when you don't talk. Isn't that right, Sayoko? Huh? I was just saying it's been years since we've walked around like this. I suppose so. Would you look at that? Anya's facial expression changed again, I think. I guess I can still take her off, even talking as little as possible. It's been hundreds of years, hasn't it? Has it been that long? I think so. Okay, then let's go with 9,999 years. I don't get why that quip's gone so popular. I don't like her one bit. This conversation is reassuring in 2 ways. First, it's reassuring to know that my presence doesn't immediately ruin the mood. And second, it's reassuring to know that I'm not the only one who likes a sense of time. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard anyone else talk about it, but maybe I just don't remember. My memory's pretty much just a vague puddle in the back of my skull. Maybe it's because it's just common knowledge. Maybe I've even forgotten what common knowledge is. Sayoko? Yes? Pacifica's voice snaps my inward-focused consciousness back to reality. When I snap back to reality, there's a tall chain-link fence standing before us. Part of it is made to open up like a door. It's the entrance to the garbage dump. And with that, we do have a break. A little ad break. We'll run for about 3 minutes. This is a good opportunity to go to the bathroom, get some water, make some tea, do some stretches, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. It's also a good opportunity for me to rest my voice a little bit. So I will see you guys in a couple of minutes, okay? Okay, and we're back. Why does the game do that? Okay, there we go. I have to click back into it. It's one of those games. Also, thank you for the follow, Mazyami. Hope you're having a good evening. Don't feel pressured to stop. sit back and listen. It doesn't look like it's locked, so we usually get inside. It's not like this place is off limits or anything, right? Nah, garbage collection isn't like exclusive merchants or something. The boss and I come here for parts sometimes, too. Huh, really? Have you been here, Sayako? I come here occasionally. The garbage dump is the alpha and the omega of this town. From garbage you come, and to garbage you shall return. It's almost like the opposite functionality of a real garbage dump. Ghosts can't keep more than what they need. Any excess, be it accessories or furniture, suddenly disappears when forgotten. And just as suddenly, those things appear here at the garbage dump. That's why this place might not actually be a real garbage dump. It's the same thing with ghosts. We just happen to call them that, but nobody knows if that's what they really are. But they still exist regardless. Oh, so it's really like the whole town is cursed, huh? Whoa, it's so hard to find footing here. Get organized! And that's a tall order for a garbage dump. Anya turns her light on again as we carefully trudge over the piles of garbage. Garbage tends to end up in clumps of related items, so with that information in mind, we look for conspicuous party goods like streamers or colored pans. I find some sort of canned fish at my feet, so I pick it up and put it in my pocket. The can has the same sort of design as the biscuits I just ate, so maybe it's from the same manufacturer. That's right, even food is part of the cycle. Everything, and I mean everything, cycles back around to this garbage dump. The can of biscuits we just ate is probably back here too, biscuits and all. All of the shops specifically mentioned collect items from the garbage dump to process and resell. Ghosts rummage through this garbage dump and live modest lives based on their needs, just as they always have and probably how they always will too. It's basically just like a community storage. You could say that for ghosts, this place is like a bountiful ocean. And I suppose that might be why it's relaxing to come here. Here, you can find anything, as long as it's not living. I feel like I've heard something like that somewhere before. But who is it that said it again? Seiko! I can hear the clattering of metal as my body starts to feel like it's floating in the air. Though in reality, all that happened is that the pile of garbage gave way, and I lost my footing. Look, you gotta be careful, okay? Sorry. Unable to keep up with Anya's sudden movement, the float lamp tumbles into the garbage pile and shuts off. So, not only did I lose my footing, but it's also suddenly dark, causing me to panic for a second. Anya and I are pretty much the same height, but her hands seem a little smaller than mine. I grip her hand tight and place my feet on solid ground. I keep holding her hand until my eyes get used to the dark. Sorry. You don't have to say it twice. I may have ticked Anya off again. My hands are sweating like crazy. Oh, it's the car. Pacifica murmurs. The fallen garbage reveals what was hidden underneath. Jutting out of the pile of garbage is a rusty station wagon. There's no way this is stable footing. That car thing was a whole ordeal. It took until morning to work on it that one time. Only now does Anya look me in the eyes, as if peering into them. Her green eyes glow gently, like beautiful emeralds. Her hand starts to feel warm, though I guess it was always warm and I'm only now noticing it. I relax just a little bit. What car? With one careless word, I extinguish that light. The warmth in my hand quickly fades. Though that shouldn't be a surprise since she has shaken off my hand, exposing snapped surface to the cold air. Don't you remember? Even you should... No, wait, I remember, honestly. We tried to leave by car, didn't we? I'm flustered. So flustered I get dizzy. I frantically searched through my memories for what I should know, for what I shouldn't ever forget. I remember what happened. In the end, too, we all... You really are Sayaka, right? Of course, I'm me. I haven't changed. I'm me, I think. But am I really? There's no way that I can't be me. Hi, Lily. Right? But for some reason, I'm not so confident. I'd be confident if I had something to prove my own identity, right? It's no use. My thoughts keep spilling out like snowy sand. What? Does Sayaka change into something else if you leave her alone? Like cheese? Pacifica gives off a somewhat exaggerated laugh as if to say, well, she does smell like spoiled milk. If Pacifica didn't come to my rescue there, I probably would have kept on panicking forever. I'm sorry, that was really out there. No, I should apologize. We all tried to leave town together, didn't we? We used the car that you remodeled. Sorry, I keep spacing out lately. I get enough sense to avoid talking about what happened in the end. I was able to remember. I guess memories are no exceptions to the rule. Everything forgotten returns to this garbage dump. Perhaps even forgotten memories. That's right, we tried to go to the other side. Pacifica points to the ever-expansive snow desert. The garbage pile is pretty high, so you can see far into the distance from here. Right, that's why Anya remodeled the car. That was amazing. Would it be wrong if I said your outfit looks like Cassidy Miku outfit? You know, I've kind of thought about it. Because of the detached sleeves. Especially because this is like about as close to my actual full designs outfit as I can get. So with that, it does, I get why you say it. I see what you mean. Right, that's why Anya remodeled the car. And that was amazing. Well, my boss helped me with pretty much everything for that. I guess we're not going to touch on the topic of what happened afterwards, after all. Though, I guess that's for the best. I wonder if anything's on the other side. Maybe there isn't anything. But maybe there is. We'll have to go find out. The snow desert softly sparkles as it reflects the town's lights. We all look at it silently. So, about the new girl. Pacifica breaks the silence. I hope we can get along with her. She sounds somewhat sad, but not reluctant. Lonely. Yes, that's the word. That's how I describe the look on her face. I'm sure she'll be nice. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Are the characters dead? I think so? I think it's a yes and no. Kind of in between. I think they're more like in limbo. Like they say they're ghosts. Question mark. They call themselves ghosts. Yes, the new ghost will be nice. Yeah, they call themselves ghosts, and they can't die. They're also not really living, so it's kind of an in between state. It seems like. Anya speaks up as if to assuage her concerns. She's got a similar look on her face. It makes me worry if I should too. There's still plenty of time before dawn. Maybe I'll just sit down and gaze across the desert for a while. I can't peel my eyes off the black and white horizon. It's almost spellbinding. Maybe we're on an island. A small island in the middle of this white snow desert sea. Help isn't coming. Because beyond the sea, civilization has already fallen. I smile at a strange thought. A smile of relief. Even though the thought isn't relieving at all. I can sense Pacifica smiling, and eventually, Anya smiles too, as if unable to handle the peer pressure. I guess it's obvious that I'm smiling, but it doesn't feel bad at all. I try to play it cool and keep staring out across the sea. So limbo with an unfulfilled promise for life. Maybe. It's the whole town, so I don't know if it's an unfulfilled promise or life. I think they're just kind of stuck. The other two watch as well. It's a beautiful night. We may be sitting in piles of garbage, but it feels like a beautiful night nonetheless. About 60 out of 100. If I were to rate today, that's about how high I'd rate it. That said, I'd give my rating the moment I crawl into bed, so my opinion may be a little skewed. I yawn. I sit up and take a sip of water from the plastic bottle at my bedside. A bottle I had just picked up earlier. How did they all die? Well, we don't know. We don't know how this has happened. I mean, I could take a guess. That it might be something to do with that funny little missile. And that's what appears to be a nuclear winter around them. But that would just be me guessing. They haven't said anything yet. A cold sensation passes down my throat. I let out another sigh. I'm too tired to even feel tired. I'm so tired of thinking. I don't even want to think about being tired of thinking. That's how pathetic I feel. We were able to pick up all sorts of party goods, load them into a bike trailer we found lying there, and carry them off to Pacifica's place. Pacifica wanted to take home a small, stylish sofa, but got into a little argument when Anya said it was out of the question. I wanted to reflect on what happened today, but the moment I lied down in my bed, I thought, nope, not happening. Oh gosh, that would have been a quick and painless death. Well, quick, sure. I try stretching, but to no avail. It only makes it worse, if anything. The intense sleepiness quickly crushes my consciousness. So quickly, I don't even have time to think about what crushing a consciousness means. Good night. The following is Sayaka's attempt of recalling her memories. Okay, let's go. Oh. The red-headed girl steps on the gas. The car starts. An angry man in priest robes glares at the car from behind. I'm getting excited. Me too. They both have blonde hair and the girl nuzzle their faces against each other. They're very close with each other. In any case, like, the town's... blah, 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 blah. Another memory. In the middle of the snow desert. 3 girls. Who did that? Who... something. Psycho, behind you. Why would... Gunshot. Am I next? Sorry, but you gotta... quick, or... Gunshot. Yet another memory. An awfully vague one. The black-haired girl arrives in the middle of the plaza, dragging 2 corpses behind her. The corpses of the blonde girl and the red-headed girl. Someone help, please, help them! The crowd gathers in the blink of an eye. Brawny men surround the black-haired girl. The red-headed girl and the blonde girl arrive on the scene, perhaps having revived at the garbage dump. The crowd makes way. The redheaded girl vomits. The blonde girl passes her on the back and breaks down crying. I mean, I probably would too if I saw my own corpse. The corpses wither away without sound. They mummify and fast forward, leaving nothing but bones. This visual note was turned to 180 spin because I thought this was a cute ghost doing good, cute things. Yeah, no. Never trust a visual novel. The men lunge at the black-haired girl. End of memory. Plaza is covered in the blood of ghosts. That's apparently what happens to ghosts when they die. Their fleeting corpses quickly begin to wither away. They grow cold from the head down. Can't believe the beast-like roar coming out of my own mouth. Even if I keep it in check, the rough breathing keeps spilling out. It irritates me. In retaliation, I trample on one of the broken neck corpses at my feet. The barely intact neck makes a nice squishy sound when I stomp through it onto the ground. I look up to see Pacifica and Anya staring blankly at me. Their eyes are empty, as if they're not even looking at anything. My mind is completely blank. I do know that I've lost everything. If I try to escape, if I turn my back on them and try to run away, and right behind me stands an unfamiliar girl. You must be lonely. Lonely, that's what the girl said. That's the one word I want to say more than anyone else. I feel as if I cried. Maybe I really did cry this time. But before I can check, the dream ends. So I think I did see this was in a bit of an episodic format, if I remember correctly. Which makes it quite funny that it has a little outro. I don't know, I try not to look into things too much when I plan on playing them on screen. Finish episode 1. Yes, it is an episodic though. Well, I can see that. Today it's the Nameless Anonymous's birthday party. Let's do episode 2. They're currently working on season 2. Ah, so that's why this is season 1. Okay. It's like a dream. That's supposed to mean something good, right? As in, I never expected a present like this. It's like a dream. In any case, I'm currently in a room even fancier than Pacifica's place. The fireplace is so warm. It's a different sort of warmth compared to electric heating. I'm eating ham. We all are, actually. There's a ham as big as my head on the table. I'm reading it with gusto for some reason. The world is a silent save for the clattering of tableware, the chewing of ham, and the occasional crackling of firewood. It's almost as if everything outside this room has been annihilated, and the world exists only for us to eat ham. And when I say us, I mean me, an unfamiliar girl, and a crying nun with a bloody nose. She's the one eating the most. This situation is very much like a dream. The softness of the high-piled rug seems to numb my senses. It's like a dream. And also you're pointing a gun at the nun's head. I ponder that thought again. The situation we're in is indeed like a dream. But is that a good thing? It certainly doesn't feel like a good thing. At least that's what I think to myself as I prod the nun's table with my pistol. Table? Temple. Okay. That's cute. So it has like basically a little opening and a little ending to match the episodic format. I like that. That's cute. Regardless of like the actual story, of course. I remembered something. Just that it happened. I didn't remember how I felt about it or anything. It was as if I was simply watching a slideshow in an empty audiovisual room, completely disinterested. Fun fact, this VN was a decade ago, like in 2010s. It was a freeware visual novel you can read on browser. Oh, that makes sense. Huh? Did that happen? For real? And then I guess they compiled it into like an actual game that they could sell properly. So they could do a season 2. I'm assuming. As soon as I start to question it, my body feels like it's floating. My limbs clench for something to grab onto, and then I find myself on my bed. I had woken up. Was that a dream? That was strange. I space out for a while, but then I remember what I have to do and get out of bed. I gotta go to Pacifica's place. Pacifica wanted to throw a welcome party for the new ghost in town, which I thought was an interesting idea. Pacifica also wanted to patch things up between me, her, and Anya. My outfit is simple, and it doesn't take me long to get ready. I just need to put on my coat, and I'm good to go. That's one like a daisical amnesiac ghost ready to go. But when I grab the doorknob, it feels much chillier than usual. I hope I can start filling the void inside me, at least a little. Hopefully I'm not so empty that the wind blows me away. I head outside. It's been a long time since I've got outside during peak ghost hours instead of leaving close to dawn. In fact, it's been so long I've forgotten when the last time was. Which means it might as well be my first time. As expected, the ghosts are taking their distance from me. So I walk as quietly as I can, even trying to stifle the sound of my steps on the snow. He says they marketed the VN before and making it into a full-fledged seasonal episodic VN. Nice. It makes sense. I mean, quite a lot of things start that way. I can think of quite a few, a lot of, like, web novels that later get published and they end up being, like, super popular, so they end up getting a whole bunch of adaptions. That happens a lot with like Chinese web novels have that happen quite a lot. And well, I can actually think of quite a few games that were like that. I think what's it called? Your Turn to Die, which is kind of, it's not really a fangame, but it's kind of like a fangame. This is very clearly inspired by Danganronpa, but it's like a far track off. Anyway, it had like a free version online. I played like a teeny tiny little bit of it and was thinking, it's kind of awkward the way I'm playing it, because I think I was playing it on my phone. It was like, this kind of doesn't work. Also, I cannot see your profile picture. The way my chat shows, for both Twitch and YouTube, I cannot see profile pictures. Yeah, so don't ask. And they do all look quite concerned, huh? I expected the ghosts were taking their distance from me, so I walk as quietly as I can, even trying to stifle the sound of my steps on the snow. I try my best to smile and be the friendliest ghost I can be. I'm trying to interact with other ghosts more, so I need to get used to it. And I need them to get used to me. I don't know if I can, but I have to try. I'll think about it. It is like a fucking nightmare to be in a situation where you can't die. No one can die. Even if you do die, you just come back. And you're stuck in a town where fucking everyone hates you. Or is scared of you. Or somewhere in that range. That sucks. that's gotta suck. Like, what can you do? You can't leave either. There's nothing for fucking yonks. Quite literally. I still hate it when people look at me, though. Even if they don't say anything, it makes my skin tingle. It's as if gazes have masks. In fact, gazes are kind of like ghosts. Not exactly sure how to elaborate on that thought, but they just are. It's especially bad with also simultaneously a relatively small town. Like, fuck. Well, in any case, it looks like it'll take quite a bit of time for me to get used to walking around in public. Once I take a turn off Main Street and get to a somewhat quiet residential area, I instantly feel relieved. It's much easier for me to walk when there aren't many people around. Don't worry about it, Lily. You're fine. This is the sort of stream where I think it's fine for people to be quite quiet. Because really, I'm reading a book to you guys, essentially. It's a visual novel, sure, but especially when it's a more linear one like this, I'm basically reading a book to you guys, right? Pacifica's house is at the end of this long street. Almost there. The path to Pacifica's house requires passing through Main Street. It's always a little tough getting here. I wish Anya could have picked me up. She can drive. But ever since that incident, I think it's best not to get her in a car. That said, if she still had that car and gave me a ride, that'd be nice. I know it's an unreasonable hope, but I'm free to imagine. If I can imagine things like that, then I guess I'm relatively calm. I'm suddenly caught off guard when someone calls out to me. I nearly jump out of my skin, and that's when I realize I'm running low on brain cells. Mind sharing? No, but I can read you the story that I'm reading. And you can, like, chill out. And you won't need brain cells. Yeah, it's nice. It's like a story before bed. It makes me sleepy in a good way. Yeah. I think it's nice to do this, like, once a week. There's like, less chilled out visual novels, but I think it's fun to do a chill one as well. How careless I had been. You got the time, little missy. A scraggly voice calls out to me like the sound of someone prying open the rusty trunk of a totaled car. It's so grating and abrupt, it makes me shiver a bit. It's the old man. Yes, old man, I do have the time. I do have time. I gave him a weird answer without thinking. How embarrassing. And it's because he caught me off guard. I mean, what time is it? I suppose I misplaced my then there wristwatch. My then there wristwatch. The owner of the voice is sitting on the walkway, leaning on the side of a building with his legs out. I have ADHD and I struggle to sleep. Being around a story helps. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when I was little. My parents always read well, more so my dad, really. Always read a bedtime story. Well, it's usually really just actually full novels that we split up over multiple bedtimes. But it kind of reminds me of that, and I think it's really nice. And if I had to describe the old man in one word, it'd be dirty. He's literally sitting on dirt, so he looks even dirtier. It's hard to fathom it in a town like this, but he appears to be homeless. If he doesn't have a home, he probably doesn't have a bathtub either. That said, I've got both a home and a bathtub, and I rarely bathe, so I guess I'm not one to talk. So, do I look this disgusting to other people? Oof. Just close your eyes and sleep. Man, I wish it was that easy. As someone who has some sort of sleep disorder going on, man, I wish it was that easy. How do I explain this? This town doesn't do clocks. The very concept of the passage of time doesn't exist here, so we don't have calendars or clocks. We just have a physiological sense of what time it is, I guess. I never really thought about it. Maybe it's just me being stupid and everyone else does indeed have clocks and schedules to keep up with. I feel kind of lonely when I think about it like that. I could have sworn I had it, but it's gone now. What a bummer. It was always accurate and reliable. Told me when I was waking time, lunchtime, and that time, of course. The old man's accent is so thick, it's a little hard for me to understand. When he stops talking, it gets real quiet. I can hear the bustling of Main Street in the distance, and it's like the roar of waves. My ears start to ring. Honestly, I don't feel like talking for long. I could just run away from it all, but I want to be a good and proper ghost. It's hard to, because my offense thing I haven't done yet makes me overthinking and end up procrastinating until I stay up all night. That's how once it gets too much. Ain't that real? So I decide to answer him honestly. I don't have a watch, so ask someone else, please. Okay, bye. I start walking before I finish talking. Hold it right there! I freeze as his son yell. My wife said she'd be back by 3 o'clock. That's what she said. So I wait, but she ain't come. So at 3, I go look for her, but she ain't nowhere to be found. My wife be back soon. That kid came back, so I think. Someone's holding her back, right? That priest. Guy was all like annoyed and such, so really. So now I know, like I always ever knew. Someone must have stolen my them their wristwatch. My them their wristwatch! Give me back my wrist. My them. my they them wristwatch or something. I don't know. Them their they them wristwatch. I'm scared, and I've got a feeling that things are only gonna get worse. My wife just said you're the culprit. He's clearly not in his right mind. But I think we're somewhat alike in a way. No, it wasn't me. We've both lost something, but I'm not sure what. It's a cruel irony to wander around looking for something when you don't even know what it is you're looking for. It's incredibly frightening to think that he and I look alike to those around us. So yeah, lie to me. I ought to learn you a lesson. As I give him a look of pity, I imagine the very same look being pointed at me by Pacifica or Anya. Just thinking about it is so... I lose my footing. It's been ages since I've last felt an earthquake. Obviously, it's all in my head. This town's never had an earthquake. Booyah! For some reason, seriously, why? The elderly man strips off his clothes and lunges at me. I barely dodge, but what if I didn't react in time? I shudder at the thought. I gotta run. I slip past the elderly man and head to Main Street. It's not a place I'd like to go, but it's much better than sticking around here. I'm seriously starting to worry that I've been sealed away in a world with just me and the elderly man. I can hear rough breathing approaching from behind. I'm so dizzy I can't get proper footing. The narrow path seems like an infinite corridor. This town only has 1,024 people, so it's not a surprise that the population density is low. I'm not sure why that thought passed through my head. Guess my brain just wants to escape from reality. By the time I leap out into the bustling Main Street, I'm out of breath, despite not having run up that long of a distance. I don't scream for help. I wanted to, but I hesitated at the last moment. The ghosts look at me with fear in their eyes since I rushed so suddenly out onto Main Street. I feel like this has happened before. I can suddenly feel the cold snow through my boots again. My nose tingles. The elderly man catches up to me wearing just his undershirt. Ah ha 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 ha! I finally got you! Please stop already. I shout. Part of my brain, or rather, a part of me says, you should have just ignored him from the start. The elderly man stops and stares. Did my shouting catch him off guard? Ugh. The old man's eyes begin to water, and it's not because of the snow. He's crying. Why? Why am I alone? Why won't nobody love me? His cries echo even louder than my shout. What's his problem? I want to know. I really do. This is really uncomfortable. It's like when someone points out something that you just can't unthink. I'm starting to get nervous here. I don't know. I avert my eyes and walk away. I've taken a bit of a detour, but Pacifica's house isn't too far away. I sound like a Boeing 747 engine. Well, when I go, wah! That's really funny. And this time, I'll make sure to ignore everyone. The elderly man stops crying. When I start walking, the path clears. Crunch, crunch. The snow crackles underfoot. The ghosts chatter. Their voices masked by that faint sound. I keep walking. I know the answers to your questions, little missy. I don't stop walking. Crunch, crunch. He's bluffing. And I'll tell you the town's secrets. Crunch. Don't stop walking, you idiot. You wanna know why we're here and what exactly this town is, don't you, little missy? I turn. Oh boy. I turned around, didn't I? A minor blunder. The whispers of the ghost and all the other various smaller sounds seemed to fade into the distance. As if I had turned down the volume knob on the TV, little by little. I could even hear a static noise deep within my ears. The elderly man notices my piqued interest and hums to himself in satisfaction. The glitter in his eyes is somewhat frightening, but also somewhat intriguing. Which is why I can't just look away. Everyone, and I mean everyone's gotten used to it, but this here town's strange, don't you think? The noise in my ears gets louder. I think it's strange, and so do you. We're the same. No. I don't want to be put on the same level as this elderly man. But that's not the only thing that's making me uncomfortable. But we are alike. Don't you think it's time we joined hands? I'm scared, but why? It's probably because I'm not mentally prepared to hear the answers to the questions I've always had. Now that they're within grasp, I'm faltering. Together, we can put an end to this here sealed away era. It's a win-win situation, see? I'm curious, but I don't want to know. You know, it's like when someone at school says they know your crush's crush. In the worst case scenario, that curiosity can make me turn out like him. The elderly man takes a step forward. He reaches his arms out, as if offering me salvation. Unfortunately, deep down in my heart somewhere, I do want salvation. So, what do you say? The noise grows louder. No. Please, no. I reject him twice for good measure. But I almost impulsively took him up on his offer. Why not? It's simple, you know? He takes another step forward. He grabs my hands. His hands are so much bigger than mine. And they're warmer than they look. I know. Why don't you be my daughter? Snap. What you said just now snaps me wide awake. As if I had woken up from a dream. The elderly man's weird undershirt is clearly abnormal mental state. My loneliness. Well, things are a bit backwards from how I planned, but it's no biggie. He starts swinging my hands around as if giving me a double handshake. No, my daughter loving honey. She's sure to come home if I bring home a daughter, or else there ain't no God. Is this some sort of scam? Maybe it isn't. But I'm getting really annoyed now. Sorry, but I've got to go. You can't go. He won't let go. His grip is surprisingly tight for an elderly man. Let go! No, I ain't ever gonna let him go. Not again. I can't help you. I've seen someone, anyone, it don't matter who. Someone, anyone, it doesn't matter who. Those words cut deep. That's why. La pet thunk! I hurled the elderly man away without even thinking about it. Somehow, I just know that if someone's gripping your hands and in your face and they just so happen to be taller and lighter than you, you're easy to throw down. Dimension, maybe? Yeah, maybe. The elderly man's back crashes against the wall of the building. He says only that before losing consciousness. If it doesn't matter who it is, then pick someone, any one of them, me. You probably can't hear me, but I just want to say that. I feel a bit more courageous now. But I must have lost me some points with the town's ghosts again. Yeah. Oof. I thought I'd be more shaken after injuring someone, but oddly enough, I'm not that shook. I'm calm enough to walk and think about how long it'll take for me to get to Pacificus and if word of this incident will spread. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Alright, the new ghost should be here by now. Sorry, I'm just checking something really quick. Crunch, crunch. I'm sure Anya's gonna talk about me in an exaggerated way, and Pacifica will rebuke her for it. Crunch, crunch. And that's when I come in, calling Anya names like Poopy Doo Doo had, and Pacifica will agree with me. I wonder if the new girl will laugh. I bet she will. Crunch. I can't wait to see them all. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Siren come from behind. No way, I think to myself, only for the police car to pull over behind me. Not for crying out loud. The audio feedback of a megaphone screeches. This is police. You stop right there and turn around. Slowly. Megaphones always give voices a particular grating sound. Gee, officer, I didn't know there was a speed limit for pedestrians. If only I could throw out a lighthearted joke like that. I hesitate for a few seconds before turning around. And as a meaningless token of defiance, I turn around at a normal pace instead of slowly. As a coward, that's about as much resistance as I can muster. But that's enough resistance for the man to pull out his gun as soon as he comes within eyesight of me. He's even making sure to partially hide behind the cover of his car door. Like, I don't have a gun or anything, okay? Though, I guess I can't help it since I'm an ex-convict. I understand, but that doesn't make it any better. Okay, boys, it's your first job in 9,999 years, so get ready. The location's at... He's probably calling for reinforcements on the police radio. I wish he'd cut it out, but unfortunately all I can do is watch. Over. The suspect is... a ninja. I came with a ninja talk. Why do they think I'm a ninja? I mean, you did just, like, flip an old man into a wall. I'm not a just turn yourself in, please. We don't want to have to do anything either, you know? Just want to talk. I'm pretty sure talking counts as anything. I almost forgot about it, but that's how cops are. They have this annoying way of acting with buddy-buddy. It's annoying, yeah, but in a way that brings me back. Brings me back to terrible times, that is. I didn't do anything wrong. But there was a report, you know? You assaulted an elderly man, didn't you? Technically, the old man assaulted her first. Because he touched her first. I didn't do anything, and I've got somewhere I need to go, so I feel please excuse me. Okay, so how do you explain the elderly man slumped out over there? Self-defense. Everyone guilty of excessive force claims self-defense, you know. But this is a no-but situation. What? Well, this is a no-but situation kind of but. This waste of time sluggishly drags on. Sir! Here comes the police. Where is she? Rushing in from the back alleys. Where's the ninja? 3 uniformed officers file into formation. Oh, take your boys long enough. From 3 different paths at the same time. Now then, you mind taking a little trip with us to the station? When their superior gives the word, the officers casually disperse. They block access to the back alleys, trying to prevent me from escaping. Surrounding me. As if I'm a criminal. Or perhaps a criminal ninja, to be specific. 2 of them seem like they're just itching to go. The welcome party must have started already. Maybe they're sad I'm not there. Or maybe they're mad. It's not my fault. When I think about it like that, I start to feel the irritation boiling up from the pit of my stomach, mixing with some other emotions. I want to run away from here. Sorry, but I've got to go. I repeat myself. When I take a step forward, one of the officers takes out his gun as if by reflex. Fast, precise movements, almost like clockwork. It seems to set off a chain reaction as the other 2 officers also draw their guns. I don't have time for this, so I can't stop now. One officer stands in his way, pointing his gun at me, but I still don't stop. I'll shoot. I mean it. You'll shoot, and... ask that question, and then take another step forward. He shoots his gun. It doesn't hit me. Dodging gunfire isn't hard as long as you pay attention to the trigger finger and the way the muzzle's pointing. As someone once said, you can't dodge a bullet, but you can dodge a gun. At least I think someone said that. Is it true though? I get the feeling that didn't really happen. In any case, I snatch the officer's gun and kick him in the gut, knocking him out. Underneath his thick clothes and thin flesh, I can feel his bones break through the tips of my toes. Hell yeah! Fight those cops! A ninja. You think I'm a ninja, huh? Then you better not complain when I act all ninja-like. You want me to be a ninja so bad? Then fine, I'll be your ninja. You got a problem with that? After a moment's delay, the guns start firing one after another. I leap. Since the officers have their sights narrowed to aim, for just a second it'll probably look like I teleported to them. But a second is all I need. Before they can find where the ninja vanished to, I swoop down and slam my foot into another officer's head, knocking him out. They also probably haven't done shit in, like, years, so... probably doesn't take that much, huh? I followed by training my sights on the 3rd officer in midair and shit out both his kneecaps. Unable to stop the momentum of the bullets, his bones of flesh tear open like a pair of red roses. Only the police chief remains. He seems to be preparing something behind the cover of the police car door. Is that the awkward pump action of a shotgun I hear? My suspicions are confirmed when I see him awkwardly point a muzzle through the tinted glass. But I don't stop. I hold up one of the felled officers as a human shield as I advance. Do you dare shoot your ally as he still breathes? He dares. I admire your guts, Chief. The police car window shatters. The glass shards twinkle as they dance through the air. But you forget that I can leap. Now you have nothing to show for your guts, and his allies' guts are showing for nothing. As I dodge the wide spread of shotgun pellets, I look down at the astonished face of the Chief. I brace the lower half of my body for the landing. Why do you look so surprised? This is what ninjas do, isn't it? It's your own fault. I know I've always wanted to dream, but this is pretty much a nightmare. Before I realize it, I hear that noise in my ears again. My nerves are right on edge. The soles of my shoes touch the ground. Thankfully, I don't slip on the snow. This is your own fault. Way before he can finish pumping his semi-auto shotgun again, I've got my gun pushed right up against the Chief's temple. Please put that thing down. Yes, ma'am. The Chief lets go of his shotgun. He also relinquishes his pistol without me even having to ask. What a reasonable guy. I kick the guns away. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, I believe you, really. But the priest... Priest? At first I'm caught off guard to hear that name, but it makes sense when you realize the priest has the police in the palm of his hand. He told us to protect the town if the ninja ever got violent. Is the priest the one who labeled me a ninja? Yeah, maybe, I guess. I lower the gun. I put it in my pocket. I dust off my hands. Tell the priest he can go to hell. Huh? That makes twice today that I've sent a guy flying through the air. $1 dollar! The police investigator yells the name of an obscure marine organism before falling unconscious. He's heavier than the elderly man, but I still pull it off. Yes, that's one more reason to hate the church. I toss the officer's guns into the trash and start heading toward Pacifica once again. There's nothing odd in particular about the rest of my journey. And I'm not just saying that because of how bizarre the journey has been so far. I just mean I keep walking, make progress, and eventually reach my destination. Pacifica's house is a little bit away from the center of town, but none of that really matters now that I'm here. It's a splendid house that even I can appreciate. It's different in every way from my apartment. Excuse me. A spacious, warm, and standalone. You'd expect a rich, friendly family to live here. And yet, Pacifica lives here by herself. But then again, so does every other ghost in town, without exception. There's a weather-beaten sofa sitting out in front of the house. A ghost man sitting on it. He looks away as if I'm an eyesore. I don't remember the sofa, but maybe it just slipped my mind. And it strikes me as strange that it's sitting outside all exposed to the elements. And again, this whole town is weird at its core, so strange is nothing out of the ordinary. Now that I think about it, I remember this being the sofa Pacifica picked up from the garbage dump when we did garbage collection yesterday. I'm half relieved that I remembered and half sad that I forgot. And the positive and the negative cancel out to zero inside my heart. I ignore the man and head to the door. After just a second of hesitation, I ring the bell. An expensive-looking house, the doorbell sounds surprisingly cheap. After a moment of silence, the door opens abruptly. The thick panel of wood is almost perfectly soundproof, preventing me from hearing anything that might be going on inside. Yo. Contrary to my expectations, it's Anya who shows up rather than Pacifica. Oh, hello? I feel like I've stumbled at the first step. I panic a little, but just a little, so I'm able to act natural. Nice weather we're having. It's night. It's snowing. Oh. I stumbled, staggered, and fell flat on my face. Metaphorically speaking, not physically. And that's just what it feels like. It kinda hurts. Well, whatever. Come in. We've got coffee, black tea, and some weird herbal tea or whatever. What would you like? And he heads back inside, beckoning me in. I follow and shut the bulky door behind me. And that's where we're gonna take another break. So once again, this is a really good opportunity to make some tea, get some snacks, go to the bathroom, yada yada, you get the drill. And we'll be back in a few minutes, okay? Okay. There we go. And we are back. Yippee! So we're going to go until the end of this episode, I think, and then we'll end for today. I don't know how much is left on this episode, but we're gonna go. Oh, it's okay. Hold on, go back. What? Wait, okay, wait, that's really backwards. Okay, what? Okay, sure. I don't even know if it's auto. Read this already. And it has back inside, beckoning me in. I follow and shut the bulky door behind me. The very sounds of the street suddenly fade into the distance, even sounds I didn't realize were there until they're gone. I went with coffee, 1 sugar. Why are all the drinks in this girl's house so good? They must be so expensive. So bougie. Saying that, Anya leads me through the hallway toward the living room. There's a nostalgic smell, the smell of town's ghosts. A sweet and heavy smell reminiscent of a honey-scented candle. Since they disappear in the sun, sometimes it feels like the only real thing about them is their smell. When I enter the living room, the smell gets even stronger. The room's decorated colorfully and cheerfully for the welcome party. There's a fireplace, but it's just for show. The room is actually heated by a large, noisy heater. I hesitate before addressing Anya. Oh, do you just want hot water? Sometimes you just want to drink plain hot water to feel something, huh? No, not that. Anya can be kind of dense sometimes. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just how she is. You just gotta be direct with her. Where's Pacifica? Oh, she went to go pick up the new girl. Oh, I guess I jumped the gun then. I thought Pacifica had already started the welcome party. Am I late? Well, you are pretty late, but I think Pacifica's facing some issues on her end too. I'm a little worried that it's my fault since my violent rampage could have caused delays elsewhere in town. Speaking of my violent rampage, I wonder if Anya will hear about it soon. Pacifica's got ears everywhere, so she might have heard about it already. I feel dejected. I don't want to think about the subject. So, let's switch gears. About how late am I? Relatively. Meaning... Look, if we had an accurate sense of time, we wouldn't say things like 9,999 years. I slip up again. I guess the positives and negatives cancel out to 0 again. Because now I know for sure that the elderly man's idea of 3 o'clock is nowhere to be found. I suppose you're right. Here. Anya hands me a mug. The coffee inside it is so pitch black that it almost looks like tar. You're not gonna say you don't want any, right? You used to drink this a lot after all. Thank you. I drink it down. It seems sweeter than what I drank yesterday. Is it good? Probably. What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, here. And he hands me a tin can the size of a matchbox. Thank you. Looks like they're mint flavored tablets, which I don't think is a good match for coffee, so I put them in my pocket. And he sits back on the sofa looking pensive, but not angry. At least that's what it looks like to me. She's got a mug in hand, just like me. She stares at the surface of the black liquid. I stand at the entrance of the room, watching her. I forgot to ask her where to hang my coat. Say. Anya looks up. I start to worry that I've been staring too much at her. Yes? Sorry if we're bothering you. Bothering me about what? That's what I should have asked, but I'm a little too late. Anya starts talking again before I say anything. If we're not bothering you, then that's fine, but I don't want to be a bother. That's just a lose-lose situation all around. Anya talks in intermittent bursts, so it takes me a moment to figure out what she's talking about. Are you talking about calling me over here? If it's a bother, then I'm sorry. You don't look like you're enjoying yourself too much, and you look like you hate it when I talk. I just want you to believe me when I say that there's no hard feelings or anything. I feel a little hopeless. Though I don't know if hopelessness is something you can feel just a little of. It feels like just a teensy tiny part of your heart has been crushed. Overall, you might not be that hurt, but you feel hopeless in that small aspect. It's not like I hate being here with you. I say that loud and clear. I swear it. I suppose the obvious explanation here is that I'm lacking sociability. I should have smiled more. I should have come here sooner. Annie doesn't know about that scuffle I had outside, so she thinks I just dragged my feet to get here. I don't hate it at all. Annie looks at me. Now it's my turn to look down at my mug. Except I already drank up most of mine, so I've got no choice but to look back up. Well, okay, but... Annie looks at me again, with sad eyes. Eyes that make me sad, too. Though, not as sad as her. But I wanted to do it. Annie murmurs. We decided this is what we should do, even if you hate us for it. What you should do? We wanted to make a new friend for you. It's the least we could have done. After all, it's almost like we had stolen ourselves from you, I guess. I get what she's trying to say. It's almost painfully obvious to me. We want you to have friends. Even if you hate us, we could at least get the new girl to be your friend, couldn't we? But that part I just can't understand. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry for being too nosy, but still. You got it all wrong. For a moment, I thought I could hold myself back, but I realized I just can't. I shout. This is all just a big misunderstanding. Yes, this is a misunderstanding indeed. One huge misunderstanding. I hear a voice from behind. Pacifica is standing there with snow still clinging to her body. Pacifica. If you're wondering why I came back alone, it's because those poops at the poopy church kicked me out for some poopy reason. Pacifica talks up a storm in a single breath, but she doesn't stop there. And yet, I still did my best to leave with a smile. What do I see? A stupid client calling out to me even though I said I'm closed today. But I still handled it with a smile. Anyway, I came back because I was worried about Sayoko. What do I hear you telling her, huh? Look, I just felt like I had to say it. I mean, it's not fair to hide it from her, is it? Fair? I see. Fair, huh? Look, timing's everything when you've got something to say. If everyone spoke what was really on their mind all the time, we'd have nuclear warfare, the world would be blown to bits. Assured mutual destruction, don't you get it? I'm sorry. Pacifica's angry look causes Anya to completely shrink away. It's kind of sad to see her like that. It's okay. I don't mind at all. I speak up louder than I anticipated. The gloom in my heart seems to have dissipated. I suppose the gloom was blown away by Pacifica's whirlwind of complaints. That must have been her intention from the start. She's always one step ahead of me, huh? She's trying to make me a friend. It makes me happy to think about it like that. Why don't we just leave it at that? If you want me to hurl this empty-headed redhead out of the window, then just say the word. How about it? There's no need for that. You're too kind, Sayoko. Wouldn't you agree, Anya? I'm so sorry. It's okay, really. When I let out an exasperated sigh, Pacific holds my hand. She then looks me in the eye and says, "You know as well as I do that this girl's kind of blunt. She doesn't mean anything bad by it, okay?" Okay, Before I could find the next thing to say, doorbell rings. Anya? Got it. Anya goes to the door and Pacifica's stead. It's probably that client again. Just tell him I'm busy today. Gotcha. Anya slowly disappears down the hallway. So slowly that you can clearly see how annoyed she is. So, what were you trying to say, Sayoko? Oh, I was just thinking about how amazing you are, Pacifica. Thanks, but what do we do now? We've got to take that girl home somehow. What's she like? Well, I only caught a glimpse of her. Suddenly. Anya shrieks at the front door. For a second, I think it's the police, but I just incapacitated them and that Gue sound like a Gue of annoyance or disgust more than anything. I wonder what that's about. Hey, Anya, what's wrong? Oh, I'll be right there. Damn son of a bitch. An exasperated Anya peeks into the living room. Passy, you've got a visitor. A small creature hops up from behind Anya. Or at least that's what it looks like. It's obviously not an animal. Thanks for inviting me even though you're so busy. Yeah, what a lovely house you have. You weren't invited. The small creature is actually just a child. Well, I'm not exactly an adult myself, so am I a child too? I don't think I give off childish vibes, though. Do people only see others as children if they think of themselves as adults? See what I mean? Where, am I right? What evil have you ushered into my house? Pacifica furrows her eyebrows. This little girl couldn't possibly be that harmful, could she? Oh wow, you must be the ninja everyone's talking about. It's a super honor to meet you in person. As soon as the girl notices me, she speaks up with sparkles in her big round eyes. I probably am. Hi. It's a pleasure to meet you. She takes a few steps towards me. She then cutely removes her glove and reaches out for a handshake. There really shouldn't be anything cute about removing a glove, but somehow she pulls it off when she pulls it off. When I typically reach out my hand, she giggles as she takes my hand in front of hers and firmly shakes it up and down. What's with the disgust? She seems like a polite young girl. That's exactly why. Say, Clara, shouldn't you introduce yourself? Huh, you're right. A girl named Clara hops back, straightens her posture, and looks me in the eye again. My name's Clara. I'm an apprentice nun at the church. Please bear with me as I learn. She bows her head. Not her upper body, just her head. An awkward gesture for sure, but that awkwardness only adds to her cuteness. She's got a very cute face, but she doesn't seem to realize it herself. It looks like she's trying her best to please everyone in her own way. She's perfect because of her imperfections. At least, that's the impression I get from her. See? I'm sure you understand now, Sayoko. Huh. What? You see, this girl isn't clergy or anything. She's just a normal girl, but she is always around the church because she adores the priest. So you hate her because she's a church spy? That's about a third of the reason why, yes. She may look cute and innocent, and she's even modest and unaware of how cute she is, so she does cutesy kitty stuff every now and then. That's why everyone loves her. That's why everyone loves her. She's perfect. And because she's loved, her perseverance is unbending. She's so pure and makes everyone love her all the more. Few people hate that kid, and that's why she can't even tell if someone hates her or feels uncomfortable around her. That just makes everyone around her love her more and more. So she's happy every day, and so is everyone around her. There's something blood-curdling about Pacifica and Anya's explanation. The way they're blocking the exit as they talk makes it feel like they're intimidating me into some sort of cult. I suppose that's pretty much the opposite of what they're doing, though. Everyone loves that kid. She's cute, cheerful, and biased with her unconditional love, and she has an irresistible charm. Huh. I haven't done anything worthy of praise. I just want to be like the priest. She's got a very cute face, but she doesn't seem to realize it herself. She looks like she's trying her best to please everyone in her own way. She's perfect because of her imperfections. I take another look at the nun in training in front of me. Huh? She kind of pisses me off. I know, right? It seems we come to an understanding. So basically it boils down to how it makes one feel to see this perfect little girl living her perfect little life. Many people will probably think she's cute, but some won't. So you're projecting and using her as a scapegoat for your own inadequacy? You could say that. At least they're honest. Well, I guess it is kind of creepy for everyone to like someone, so I guess that's natural. I won't deny it, but I won't apologize for it either. Okay, let's toss her into the fireplace. It's been a while since that thing's been useful. Oh, Miss Anya, what a funny joke. Oh, come on, damn it. Anya looks up her pleadingly as if she's given up on everything. She then shuffles over to the sofa and collapses onto a soft fabric. Claire sees that and says, Miss Anya, you're so funny, which only causes Anya to groan again. Well, anyway, what brings you all the way out here today? I've got a bit of a hunch. Pacifica crosses her arms and gives Clara a nice cool glare. But Clara just looks back at her without batting an eye. I can't believe it. Oh, right. It seems there's a misunderstanding about the new ghost in town, so... I've had enough of that poopy priest's excuses. The priest isn't poopy. The poop isn't priesty. He's a priest. He's a poop. Priest. Poop. Priest. Priest. Poop. Priest. Poop. Okay, fine. He's not a priest. He's poop. I get it. Yeah, he's poop. Huh? Her ass just got Looney Tuned. Would you cut it out with the, you poop? The priest is a wonderful man. I'm sure he has his reasons. I believe you'll understand one day, Miss Pacifica. What reason could he possibly have to label the new girl dangerous and lock her up? I'm sure he cannot give any reason that people would understand right now. I believe he'll explain in full when the time comes. So why did you come here personally? I don't want you to hate the priest, so I came here to come to his defense on his behalf. So you're saying the poop didn't send you here personally? You should have just said so sooner. I thought for sure the poop had entrusted you with some poopy message. No matter how much Pacifica makes fun of the priest, Claire's eyes never lose their shine. I can do nothing but shudder as I watch the conversation unfold. The priest delivers the word of God to us, and Claire wants to deliver the word of the priest to everyone. Anya. I heard ya. Poop poop. Don't bother with the fireplace, the window will do. It saves us the trouble of cleaning up. You think so? I always thought that girls who pull the whole cutesy act deserve to die in a fire. Hey, this isn't the time to joke around. I'm not leaving until this misunderstanding is cleared up. I know that you will understand. Claire shuts her eyes as if completely pleased by her own words. She's acting like a ghost. As in, the sort of incorporeal ghost that's tricky to deal with since any attacks phase right through it. A troublesome spectre that's always present and can never be interacted with. I see. Please leave. You can either leave through the door or the window. Your choice. No, I'm not leaving. Let's be friends, Miss Pacifica, Miss Anya, and Miss Ninja. Okay, like, I'm not a ninja, okay? I see you've chosen the window then. Pacifica lets out an exasperated sigh. I won't give in to fear. You're the ones who are afraid, but it's okay. Everything will be okay.
God loves all his children after all. God, this really is like interacting with like a hyper-religious family member that just will not shut up about it. Pacifica. Amen! Pacifica grasps Clara by the shoulder. I feel tired all of a sudden. Today's just the worst. What were her final words? Why would you say when you'd be thrown out of a window? At least say eep or something. Guys probably like that part about her. The part, I mean. The wind's blowing in through the broken window, but none of us can complain. We would rather invite the cold than invite her. The decorations sway in the chill, invisible wind. Anya and Pacifica ignore it as they sit back on the sofa. I'm, sorry you went through all this for me. I sit directly on the floor, a little bit away from them and lean against the wall. Warm air rises, so it's much colder near the floor than you'd expect. I hate myself for failing to find a better seating position. Having failed to accomplish their duty, the welcome party decorations look somehow cold. That poor new ghost. I hope for her sake that she's not the cutesy type. Don't worry about it. I'm not mad at you, Sayoko. I'm mad at the church. You know that, don't you? Well, yeah, but I was thinking I caused you a lot of trouble. I don't know the specifics, but I realize Pacifica's worked really hard. For my sake. So that she can make me a friend. Even if I stop being her friend? What's that supposed to mean? I didn't hear everything that the dummy Anya over here said, but it's not like we want to stop being friends with you or anything. We just wanted to do something for you, as a token of reconciliation. But physical objects quickly disappear, you know? So we wanted to give you a friend. It's like planning a surprise party. We've already gotten this far, so we might as well see this whole thing through, right? We didn't mean to trick you or anything, honest. Yeah, I understand. It's okay. Actually, I should be apologizing for all this trouble I've caused. Before I can finish that thought, I sink into silence. I'm cold. The heater's on, but that's like bailing out a sinking ship with a thimble. It's too cold for comfort. Aren't you cold? Why not sit over here? Yeah, that's right. Pacifica and Anya scooch over and make some room for me in the middle. It should be much better than the floor. And we all might be warmer if we share body heat. I get up, stand in place, and hesitate for quite some time. In the end, I decline the offer. I tell them I'm going home since I'm tired today. Okay, sorry about today. I'll plan a bunch of stuff and get it all prepped by tomorrow, so please come back once you wake up. I'll be waiting. Let's drink coffee again. Sure. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, let me walk you. I tell her she can just walk me to the entrance as we part ways. The moment the door closes, I can hear Anya's voice through the gap saying, maybe I should go home too. The sky's still dark. There's still ghosts coming and going around this time. Considering the whole commotion earlier, I should probably avoid Main Street. I walk stealthily, avoiding contact with others. I don't feel especially cold since it was already pretty cold inside the room. They wanted to make a new friend for me. That's not there's too sad. I feel like that's part of why I was so intrigued by the idea of a new ghost in town too. And yeah, Pacifica and I have ended up getting ourselves quite the reputation. A new ghost would be convenient as a friend since she won't be aware of any of the town's history. She's equally distant from everyone, so if we get to her first, we're sure to get on her good side. That's probably what I've been subconsciously thinking. Subconscious is an amazing thing, huh? Like my subconscious is smarter than I am. So, in other words, their present matches my needs. Regardless of how they try to show it, they treat me like a friend. It truly does feel like a present. But if they want me to have a present, even if I won't be their friend anymore, it doesn't really make me happy. I sigh. I want to be friends with them forever. I never really thought I needed a new friend. I'm satisfied just spending time with the two I have. But saying that would be like telling them, no thanks, I don't want your present. I don't want to do that. I feel like presents should make both the recipient and the giver happy. I mean, I've given presents myself before. Haven't I? Hopefully I have. I desperately search through my empty memory and arrive at my apartment before I know it. I'm home. Pacifica's house isn't that far away, but I feel like I've walked quite a distance. I wonder what happened to the elderly man and the police. Hopefully they don't come for revenge. I don't want to be thrown and shot repeatedly as payback. Payback? That gives me an idea. Oh, yeah. I figured out something I can do. Maybe I can pay them back somehow. I don't think I've really used my brain to think up something like that in a long time. I can't hold back a giggle. Just when they thought I was out. And that's the cryptic thought that comes to my mind. And as soon as it crosses my mind, I tumble down the stairs. That doesn't stop me from thinking about how I can pay them back. Cute. Even later at night, when maybe 60 or 70% of the town's ghosts are asleep, a man stands in front of the entrance to the church, one of the biggest buildings in town alongside the station. He is not dressed in appropriate church attire, however. His oily face is covered in stubble, his gloves have spotty discoloration, his boots are tattered. You can tell his hat smells just by looking at it. His protruding belly pushes against his coat, and the questionable stains on it, and most of all, he has a rifle. He's a watchman. They're seen at church from time to time. Whenever something happens, watchmen stand guard in front of the church. These men patrol the church with guns, clearly neither clergy nor a parishioner. The men don't know why they've been deployed, but the priest has ordered them to guard the church, so they guard the church, even if it's empty. The priest just has that much influence in this town. This particular man might look dumb, but his eyes are good enough that he doesn't need glasses, so he notices a boy approaching. Hey kid, no unauthorized access today. With great difficulty, the man tells the boy that access is restricted. But I would like to pray. Can't you make an exception? The boy shyly pleads with the man. No can do, sonny. Can't let nobody pass through. The man grips his rifle and thrusts it, threatening the boy. But the boy doesn't falter. The man can't read his facial expression since the boy's cap's covering his face. I didn't say there wouldn't be anything in it for you. The boy speaks. Please, take this. The boy holds out a tiny resealable bag with 3 white pills inside. They're top quality. Oh? The man hesitates. He takes a bit of time to reach an answer. Oh, fine. So you'll let me through? Just make it quick. The man clears the way. He figured that if the boy were a malicious intruder, he wouldn't try waltzing in through the front door. And perhaps another reason is that the man was already looking forward to enjoying those pills. And thus, my infiltration of the church is a success. Phew. Just like a ninja. That sigh must have broken my concentration. Because my disguise, coat, mask, wig, and other things I picked up from the garbage dump instantly disappear. So do the remaining mint flavored tablets, even though I only take 3 of them to put into that bag. Just for formality's sake, I should apologize to the recycle shop for stealing the clothes and whatnot. It looks like I can carry fewer things than most other ghosts can. Though, I guess maybe I've only forgotten that fact and I'm just now remembering it. But I don't have time to get lost in thought about it like I usually do. Because I hear someone. Or rather, I hear and see someone at the same time. And just the sight of that someone alone is enough to make me sick. What brings you to the church this late at night? There stands the priest. Are you the priest? It'd be stupid to ask that, so I don't. This priest matches the priest in my vague memories, so this priest must be the priest. He reminds me of a long dead lion. His swept back hair looks like a mane. His eyes have the sharp glint of a carnivore. His voice is low like a growl, and he carries himself confidently, like a true king of beasts. Though he's more like a king of ghosts. This king, who appears to be around 30 years old, stands like a priest, with his hands held behind his back as he talks to me gently. How strange. I believe we had already closed for worship today. When the priest moves, I smell the scent of dust and burnt out candles. While I hate the church, I don't hate the smell. Do they worship the missile? That's crazy. That's wild. They let me in because I said I had some business here. I see. Rules are rules. And upholding the rules is a watchman's job. So I can't have a watchman helping someone break the rules. He must be reminded of the rules. Oh, did I say the word rules too much? The priest laughs. I can't help but laugh too. What is this feeling? He looks at me with composure and magnanimity. There we go. This feeling. Yes, like he's like God. I heard he got quite violent downtown today. And that's something about him that I hate. Why did you leave your room? As soon as the priest says that, his composure and magnanimity disappear. It's like a switch that's being flipped. He's ready to take on the ninja that killed an elderly man and the police. Composure and magnanimity. That's 2 things I've stolen from him. I'm just a little bit happy. A friend suddenly came for a visit. I tell him the plain truth. I thought something like that would never happen again. I thought I had sealed away the evil. The priest keeps staring at me. I don't think he intends to take his eyes off me for a moment, not even to blink. And at the same time, it's like he's looking through me and back to that day. I wish I could see it too. I wish I could reclaim my past. There's something scary about the existence of an unfamiliar me. You've changed quite a bit since the last time I saw you. For a moment I didn't recognize you, but I surmised if anyone was going to pay us a visit, it would be you. My chest hurts, like a tooth cavity. Like a long, drawn-out pain that will deprive me of sleep. So that must explain why Pacifica and Anya seemed hesitant to get in touch with me. I've changed, and probably not for the better. Those 2 are nice, so they won't talk about it. I didn't notice. Those 2 have been watching over me, and the current me has just been taking advantage of their kindness. The me that those 2 talk about is just my empty shell. They embrace that shell, put on smiles, and explain things that should be common knowledge. This pain. Is it my heart? I heard someone say that the heart has no sense of pain, but that can't be right. But something has to hurt for me to feel this pain. Where is the pain? I can't tell where it is. I can't feel it. I hate this. The new ghost is here, right? Give her back. I speak in a firmer tone. I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Give her back. But she's not yours, and you've never had her. She's dangerous. Maybe even more dangerous than you. I need her. For what purpose? My friends need her in order to help me, so I want to help them get her. It's a strange thing to say, I know. Maybe I'm broken, but this is the answer I've come up with. So please don't interfere. I see. The priest says in exasperation. He's probably stopped trying to understand where I'm coming from. I cannot allow you to take her. She is a witch, a disruptor of the town's peace. I must seal her away. Peace. What is peace? We're ghosts. We don't die if we're killed. Does peace even exist for us? If so, then isn't every ghost already forcibly sealed away inside of this so-called peace? God is testing us. Until the day we earn his mercy, I must guide the townspeople to protect the peace and live modest lives. For that is my purpose. The priest looks at me arrogantly with his hands still held behind his back. He may be cautious of me, but he's calm. He has people to support him. He has a purpose to live for each day. He has a fulfilling life. I can't lose to someone like that. When we earn his mercy, he will lead us to paradise. By spreading his word to even one more person, we can live better lives. And I intend to hold out until that time. Each sin cleansed is another step towards paradise. Even someone as empty as me can realize that. And so I pour all of my nothingness into it. That's unacceptable. Something lights up in my empty self. I flash back to Pacifica's room with the broken window for just a moment. I don't know who I heard it from, but someone once said that people respond better to anecdotes than logic. That's why smart people use tall tales to garner respect and amass fortunes. No idea when or where I heard that, as always. How annoying. That's probably what inspires me to talk back, interrupting the priest. You can't sway me with a tall tale like that. I say probably because it doesn't really feel like I'm the one who said it. It's not a tall tale, it's the truth. All of it. I'm not just some suggestible girl. But you can be, as long as that is what God so desires. How long will you make this out to be God's fault? Do you hate this place that much? Just give it up already. There's no escape. Surprisingly enough, I laugh. A laugh that's a mess of different human emotions. Now that I think about it, people laugh all the time, whether happy, mad, or sad. But it's a different sort of laugh. That's probably why it's appropriate to laugh in just about any sort of situation. Who am I, anyway? Who's this girl who's talking? Some organ inside my body feels like it's being set on fire, and that fire is setting me in motion. The magma-like heat poisons my blood and circulates through my body. Even my head becomes a red-hot lump of heat, lighting up every last nook and cranny of my thought process. Silenced. The priest brings his hand forward, away from his back, revealing an automatic pistol which he points at me. Just as I suspected, I suppose. You're evil. A demon. Sorry, but there's no demons here. Just ghosts. It's ridiculous that you pretend we're alive when we're already dead. Our souls are alive. I'm going to shoot you. You'll revive. Lives and souls be damned. It's just a universal rule. Same thing that happens to objects happens to us. I'm motivated by something more precious. The likes of you can never understand how I feel. The priest has completely lost his composure, his magnanimity, and his high horse. He's no longer a lion, just a man. He's just a man, which is why he must rely on a gun. A god wouldn't need a gun. I feel good, satisfied. Perhaps this is how it feels to rob someone of something truly precious to them. I won't be silent. What I have to say concerns you too. Come on, don't give up in this cold, dark place. Just
Silence, please. Don't say the same thing she did.
I feel a hint of compassion for the priest as I conclude with this final question. How long will you keep waiting? And for whom? I don't understand the words coming out of my mouth. But I do know that they're the last words that should come out of my mouth. Why? I don't know why I know. Hopefully someone does.
I'll kill you.
I see the priest pull the trigger in slow motion. But once I see it, my attention is drawn behind me.
Father!
Back towards the door I came in. The door opens and in comes the man I had slipped past earlier, his rifle drawn. The man instantly processes the situation and...
Ninja! How dare you fool me! Die!
Saying that, he pulls the trigger. It's already too late. I had already pulled a pistol out of my coat and aimed it at his brow. At this point, I'm not even questioning my lightning-fast movements. I think of what I want to do, and I do it. It's so natural I've come to accept this unfamiliar me.
Accursed ninja!
The priest fires without hesitation. He's probably realized that now that the man's here, chaos and destruction in the church will be unavoidable. His aim is off, so there's no need for me to even move from the spot. Ow, I guess I miscalculated a little.
What do you want?
The priest yells. I think to myself, how should I know? But I answer. I said so at the start, didn't I? I leap off of the ground, quickly closing the distance between me and the priest. The priest seems to be quite the skilled marksman, but there's something I can't dodge. So I take the gun I stole from the police officer and thrust it at his brow. I'm here to see the girl. I close my eyes. Bang. The sound of a gun. Thud. The sound of something human-sized collapsing onto the ground. The sound of blood roars in my ears. Who's there? I can still pick up the soft sound of footsteps. Ah. A perfectly cute voice. One that I remember. It looks like something's in the darkness of the pews. Gathunk. I hear some sort of machine starting up. After a moment's delay, a siren starts to roar. Someone must have pulled a fire alarm or something. I'm sure the police and priest followers will come rushing in soon. Clara, stop the alarm. Right, if someone's in the church, it's probably her. I open my eyes. But... in the darkness, I can hear her feeble voice protest. You want to be my friend, don't you? But she sounds hesitant. Stop it. I aim in the general direction where she's hiding a fire. I didn't hit, but that's fine. The sound stops. I know that this sort of alarm can be switched off manually. I step towards the darkness. It doesn't look like she's going to run away, or maybe she can't. I step up next to Clara. She desperately tries to keep standing on her shaking legs. Miss Sayoko, please apologize. I'm sure everyone will forgive you if you step down now. You'll be fine. I'm sure everything will be fine. Lead the way. Let me help you, Miss Sayoko. I made a flower out of paper. You can have it. That offer's somewhat attractive, actually. I imagine myself apologizing and everyone forgiving me and loving me like they love Clara. But then Pacifica and Anya would hate me, so no thanks. I refuse. I said, lead the way, poophead. I strike Clara in the face, making a proper fist with my hand, of course. Clara flies back about half a meter. Her nose bleeding, she places her hand on the ground, trying to get up, but fails. She looks confused. She hasn't realized that she's been roughed up a bit. But she's not crying. She's just got a bewildered look on her face. She still doesn't realize what's going on. And that irritates me. I hate you, but I might come to like you. Lead the way unless you want me to hit you again. I spit out those words. To be honest, I don't hate her enough that I want to hit her. Clara silently gets up without wiping her bloody nose. And with a delicate, truly ghostly voice, she says, "This way." As she leads the way. Let's be friends once this is all over. Clara doesn't respond. This is probably my first time walking around the place. It feels kind of strange and creepy. It's like I've got motion sickness. The church is a big, conspicuous building, so I'm used to seeing it from the outside. I guess what's so off-putting is the contrast between how much I think I know the building versus how little I actually know about it. It should be so obvious, though. I mean, it shouldn't come as a surprise to know that box contains things, right? Come to think of it, I know even less about myself than I previously did. I keep surprising myself again and again. It feels like I'm not even me. Looking at things objectively, maybe this is the real me. However, there's no way for me to know for sure. For some reason, I am exhausted. I can't concentrate. That's not good. The gun I'm pointing at Clara feels so heavy. It's tiring to go up all these stairs. How many floors does this building have? 4. We're on the 3rd floor, and it seems like this central staircase is the only staircase connecting on the floors, which severely narrows down the available escape routes. Looks like Clara's nose stopped bleeding as we were walking. We quickly advanced forward. I've already given up memorizing a way back. Neither of us say a word. We're here. Clara speaks plainly as she stands by the door. She looks like a robot who's almost, but not quite human. Her current mental state must be like what mine normally is. There's not that much of a height difference between me and Clara. Her hair is the same length as mine too, even though it's a different texture. If I usually look like she does now, I must really come off as a weirdo. You go in first. I think a lot of different things, but that's what I end up saying. Okay. Clara opens the door. She then puts her hands together and bows. After most delay, I realize that it's out of deference to me. Pardon the intrusion. Warmth flows in through the doorway. The heating must be on. Someone's in there. There's someone I came here to see. Pardon the intrusion. I can't help but say that now that Clara said it. Something akin to dread suddenly overcomes me. After all, despite all I've done to come see her, there's no guarantee that she'll see me in a positive light. Who will she trust more? The church that confined her, or the girl who comes barging in with a gun and a hostage? I'm curious to find out, but I've got no idea what to expect. What if she's completely unlikable? I don't know if I could get along with her then. Or maybe I should be worrying about me being the completely unlikable one. I mean, it's definitely maybe not a great first impression to come in with a gun and a hostage in a church. Hmm? I hear a voice. An unfamiliar voice. The voice of the new girl. I suddenly cast my eyes down. You have a visitor. You must be cold. Come in, don't be a stranger. Yes, you in the back too. I look up by reflex. In a single moment, I think about a lot of things, and in a single moment, I forget them, like a sort of flashback. By the time I realize that this is what anxiety feels like, I can already see the girl. I intended to be more mentally prepared than when I first met her, but things have been a bit, shall we say, sudden? I'm so nervous, my eyes are blurring. In my blurred vision, I feel like I can see many different things. Like rain, or school, or summer heat. or laughing with someone. Like a dream, they all suddenly come to mind and disappear as suddenly as they came. But why? The fearful me is already the usual me. I remember how comfortable being fearful can be. Congratulations! She looks at me. At the very least, she's smiling. Sorry to keep you waiting. I give an odd reply, perhaps due to the tension. Why would I say sorry to keep you waiting in response to congratulations? But for just a second, it seemed like the proper thing to say. I just don't get it anymore. That might explain why I'm smiling, or maybe it's totally unrelated. I don't know. Either way, we both smile. I'm no longer afraid. I stare at her for a second. She's got big eyes, round, girly cheeks, and a smile that makes you happy just by looking at it. I feel like I came here to check on something, but I've forgotten what exactly. What's your name? I intend to take her back with me as soon as I learn her name. That blue-haired girl looks cute, yeah. My name is yet to be determined. Yet to be determined. Once I say it myself, I realize she's saying she doesn't have a name, not that that is her name. I'm a little slow on the uptake when it comes to things like that. Ah, jeez. I don't know how ghosts get their names. Do they keep their names from before becoming ghosts, or do they get new ones? No idea. So, hey, are you two free right now? Miss Yet to Be? No, I'm not free right now, but I'm trying to free you. Please run away with me right now. Oh, good! Miss Yet to Be smiles. A carefree smile. I can tell just by looking at her that she's genuinely pleased. Honestly, I think that's a nice trait to have. And why don't we eat some ham together? It's delicious, you know? Let's snooze this ads. You too, Clara. Unfortunately, it seems the new girl's not a good listener. This is plain bad. But I don't repeat myself. After all, there's no use talking to someone who doesn't listen. Can we go after we eat? I shift gears instead. We have to run quick, right? Let's eat fast so we can run fast, okay? Okay. It's not that she's not listening. This person listens and ignores. That's right, she is the type of person who's tiring to talk to. Does she even understand that she's being held captive or why I'm here? Okay, I get it. Let's eat. There were no rifle shots. Ugh. Just a few pistol shots. The alarm got shut off quickly. We went straight to this room. I made sure that Clara didn't take a roundabout route to buy time. Backup will probably be here before long, but it's not here now. There are many worries in this world, but I know that very few of those worries will actually come true. Clara. Yes? Eat, like your life depends on it. If I do, will you surrender? She says something stupid, so I pistol whip her with a thud. I didn't have to think about accidental discharge since the gun's actually already out of bullets. I'll think about him. Now hurry. Okay. Poor Clara. Fresh blood flows out of Clara's nose. Ta-da! On the table was a bone and ham. Its smoky scent could be smelled from steps away. And most of all, its size is overwhelming. Meat is a precious commodity in this town. I would think it would make sense for ham to be in this town since it's literally dead meat. But despite the fact that you can find freeze-dried, canned, and frozen meats everywhere, you'll rarely see meat as meaty as this. Suka lives in such a nice house, and yet I doubt even she could buy something like this. It's too big for me to eat by myself, so I'm glad you two came along. How did you get this? A man gave it to me. The priest? Oh, so that's who he was. That's kind of funny. As we sit down at the table, I keep my gun thrust at Clara. Miss Yetsby doesn't even address the elephant gun in the room. I don't know if she's ignoring it or if she just thinks it is what it is. Everyone's got their quirk. Maybe if you figure out someone's quirk, you can figure them out, but I guess for some people their quirk is being quirkless. Clara clearly has no appetite for the feast before her. Neither do I, but at this rate, the ham's not going anywhere. And so, if you eat quickly, I'll put the gun down. We shall eat then. Clara reaches for the knife to cut the ham. She awkwardly cuts the ham and starts gulping it down like a garbage truck. Oh, you've got such a good appetite. Miss Yetsby cheers and pours a bottle into a glass. Let's dig in. Also, the blue-haired girl is the most mysterious girl in the visual novel, despite she's cheerful and happy. Well, I feel like that's not uncommon, actually. It's always the weirdly cheerful ones that have the most hidden, I think. I start eating the ham, too. Yep, let's do that. Miss Yetsby starts eating as well. Ham is a luxury food and already delicious on its own, but there's a certain something that spices up all the more. For once, I was able to find the answer after just a little bit of thinking. It's already bedtime outside. Morning is near. A human might call this a late-night snack. A meal outside of proper mealtime. I just remember the midnight snacks are especially yummy. But I'm sure I'll forget again soon enough. Well, I feel like something like this has happened before, but unfortunately, I can't remember. Phew. As I finally managed to swallow an overly thick slice of ham, I let out a big sigh. We've finished half the ham. I'm concentrating. That's a rare occurrence for me. That's just full of rare occurrences. We're eating ham. There's a ham on the table as big as my head. And we're eating it with such gusto in order to escape quickly. The world is silent save for the clattering of tableware, the chewing of ham, and the occasional crackling of firewood. It's almost as if everything outside of this room is being annihilated, and the world exists only for us to eat ham. And when I say us, I mean me, Miss Yet to Be Determined, and a crying Clara with a bloody nose. She's the one eating the most. I feel kind of bad for Clara. She's had a really rough night. This situation is very much like a dream. The softness of the high pillow rug seems to numb my senses. It's like a dream. I ponder that thought again. The situation we're in is indeed like a dream. But is that a good thing? Blech. And at least that's what I think to myself as I prod Clara's temple with my gun. Eventually, we finish off the gigantic ham. That was delicious. Miss Yetsby strokes her belly in satisfaction while I try to do my best to keep myself from throwing up. Clara's probably in the same boat, too. You see, Miss Yetsby quickly got full and excused herself. Afterwards, she watched us eat and said things like, "You two can really eat, and is it good?" So Clara and I ended up finishing off the majority of the ham. Now then. Miss Yetsby steps up from her chair and claps her hands together. The stopped alarm starts ringing once again. Please wait here. Claire, if you run away, I'll kill you 9,999 times. I run out of the room and check what's happening outside. I don't sense anyone on this floor. The priest's corpse must have been spotted by now, and it should be clear that I'm the one who killed him. I think to myself, if I were the backup forces, I'd gradually go up the stairs to corner me. There's no time. I rush back to the room and take Clara and the new girl. Oh, my suitcase! Miss Yetsby says that right as we're about to leave. No, it'll just hold us back. Imagine if this visual novel got an anime adaptation, but less chance because it's a bit obscure and hidden gem. Yeah, I suppose it probably would work in an adaptation format, huh? It'd be cool to see. I used to be surprised about the obscure things that managed to get adaptations. You'd be really surprised. I've seen some really obscure things get adapted. I was like, whoa, really? That's crazy. I'm in a tight spot here. There's no guarantee that I can protect her and her baggage. Can we come back for it later? I decide to lie. And we can come back for it any time. Okay then. Just a little white lie. It's nothing. A gunshot rings out from the lower floor. They must have found the corpse. After the first shot, several follow after it. I hear something break. Sounds like they've got shotguns. That's no good. I guess they must have mistaken something for me. They ought to keep a cooler head. That just goes to show how much they fear the ninja. Good. Excellent. If you people want me to be a ninja, then I'll play the part. Being bloodthirsty is simple. It's kinda nice, actually. Makes you painfully aware that we're dead. The gunshots stop. I hear men's voices. They must be arguing. Maybe they're pretending to clear the area, but I think they should just keep it quiet. Sounds pretty dangerous down there. There's yet to be murmurs. Don't worry. I continue. We're going up. If we can't go down, then our only option is to go up. I'll show you the ninja's true potential. Miss Yatsby leads the way as I threaten Clara to keep going up the stairs. Oof! Clara tumbles. Probably not on purpose. Her nose starts to bleed yet again. Maybe she plans to die from nasal blood loss. Over here, 4th floor. As a result, our pursuers have spotted us. I pick up one girl in each arm and dash up the stairs. I leap through the first door I see without hesitation. They don't chase after us immediately. Maybe they want to be sure they can overwhelm me, or maybe they're thinking they just need to block the center staircase to corner the rat. That's an extremely logical thought. Okay, I'm running out of ad snoozes, so I might just let this one run. So it's like, is this like right at the end? It might be, but if it's gonna keep, if it's gonna keep going, I'm gonna run out of snoozes if I keep trying to snooze it, so I think I'll just let this one run. So we'll go to the BRB screen for a couple of minutes, let it just go. I tried, but I only have so many snoozes. Right, okay. See you guys in a couple minutes.
We're back. As long as you don't expect the rat to go even higher.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, let's hopefully get this chapter finished. What is this room? It's the priest room. I see. What a lonely little room. Just a big desk and a full-length window. Actually, I guess since there are several lonely little rooms, they're not so lonely or little when put together. I stare out the window. Things don't look so bad outside. In fact, it looks better than I expected. I feel kind of pumped up. I'm not sure I can pull off what I'm about to attempt. Miss Yetby gleefully cheers as she jumps onto the soft desk chair. Well, whatever. I've got an idea. Stand here. I place my hand on Clara's shoulder. There's not much of a height difference between us, so our faces are close. I look closely at her face. I'm sorry, Clara. Miss Ninja? You must be cold. Here, you can wear my coat. I take off my coat, and I'm instantly reminded of just how cold this town can be. Now then. Hey, what's the plan? How do we escape? I don't have time to answer Miss Yetby. Any last words? Ask Clara as I hide under the shadow of the desk. With my gun still trained on her, of course. I don't take my eyes off of her. Clara tries to speak, but she just fidgets and fails to say anything in the end. Time sluggishly crawls on. Miss Yetby looks at me with concern. I want to give her some reassuring words, but what comes out of my mind is anything but trustworthy. Everything will be okay. By the time I say that, the faraway footsteps are already upon us. Is she just gonna have them shoot them? There's already somewhere between 6 and 8 men on the other side of the door, and they must be armed with rifles or other guns. Any last words? I swivel my head to face in my direction. Oh. I'm sorry, but now we're playing on the same field. No, it wasn't me who swiveled her head. It's just Clara, dressed like me, and with a hairstyle similar to mine. But the resemblance is uncanny. I'm sure we'll meet again. Maybe we can be friends then. She does look like me. I hope you'll understand one day. You... What's she going to say? You're crazy? You have no morals? That makes sense. I've studied human rights, but not ghost rights. Slam. They kick the door in. I do have last words. Clara speaks. Poophead. What's that supposed to mean? I laugh. I don't think I could do anything but laugh. I guess maybe Clara really does understand after all. I hide my head under the shade of the desk. I firmly push down Miss Yetby's head so that it doesn't come back up. Guns, gunshots. Not only can they take out your eardrums, they could very well take out your whole ears, too. Oh, I know what this is. A substitution jutsu. You are correct. I suppose this is the reality according to those muscle-bound idiots. The intruder kills the priest, runs up to the top floor, but once they corner her, she stands dumbfounded in the dread of death. The men shoot me to death with their guns. Eventually, the priest will return from the garbage dump and praise the men, maybe reward them somehow. The dread of death? Please. This is why you guys are someone else's subordinates. We're ghosts, remember? Well, in any case, they must fear death themselves. Which is why they shot at me. They must have heard the stories of me being a ninja. And to hide their fear, they shot at me with an unreasonable amount of bullets. It all happens in a flash. The desk is big and sturdy, so there's no need to worry about getting hit by any bullets that ricochet or pierce the wood. So I look towards the window. Several of the bullets meant for Clara hit the glass instead. At least one of the men have
must have lousy aim. Beyond the glass is the same town as ever. It looks more beautiful than it does from my apartment, but it's just a small little ghost town. Oh. Oops, I loosened my grip. Miss Yet-to-be nods her head as if to say, I know. For some reason, that makes me feel relieved. Nothing like a holy woman going down, huh? Correction. I don't think I feel relieved at all. The muzzle flash illuminates the scattering blood. It's my blood, or rather the blood of Clara disguised as me. Ugh. It kinda makes me sick to think about it like that. Pulse rain down upon the bulky glass before us. Cracks form here and there before it finally shatters, thus eliminating the barrier between us and the town. Or perhaps I should call it the barrier between us and a sudden drop. But either way, it's a barrier we don't need right now. And at the same time, I hear something collapse behind us. I don't want to look. She's not just a nun, she's Clara. I clearly remember that fact. Let's go. Huh? You're kidding. No way. The fact that she's saying that means she understands what I'm suggesting. I forcibly wrap my arm around her waist and halfway carry her. I wasn't expecting her to be thin or anything, but she's thicker than I expected. In fact, her thickness is kind of reassuring. I'll give you the signal. You are kidding, right? I can? Fly! What? A man reflexively pulls the trigger when he sees me get up. His aim is so bad, his shot doesn't hit. God, the parallax looks really cool for visuals like this. The other men follow his lead, but they're too late. Without a word, we leap out of the window. Miss Yet-to-be screams something, but I'm not sure that counts as a word. We leap out of the top of the church, from the window of the priest's room. We fall into the cold wind with some late shot-in-the-dark gunfire behind us. It's cold. Something feels cold inside me. The me who was in me moments before is now gone. I start thinking irrelevant thoughts like, you shouldn't go outside without a coat. But the lack of a coat means I can better feel the warmth of the girl under my arm. I'm so happy! Miss Yet-to-be says those words, like a soft whisper. It's a mystery to me how I'm able to hear her voice through all the whooshing wind sounds. It's enough to make me feel satisfied. It's astonishing, really. Just like magic. Maybe she really is a witch. She made tonight a good night, despite all the trouble and all the cold. Back in my home country, ghosts wouldn't leave for the afterlife until they were content enough. Myself, I wouldn't mind leaving right now. This is nothing. Also, keep this a secret, but... I only whispered, but it seems she heard me too. How strange. I'm not actually a ninja. Oh, I'm not actually a witch either. I figured. It feels like we've been falling forever. I wonder what's up with that. But obviously, we've got to land eventually. We end up crashing onto Anya's armored vehicle. Obviously, we couldn't just up and walk away if we land on a hard metal roof, but thankfully Anya was considerate enough to fasten that sofa from earlier onto the top. As a result, we're able to pull off an exceptionally gentle landing. I don't think that would be that gentle still, but okay. Yahoo! I'm one hell of a driver, ain't I? God damn, are those church shitheads up top? An unusually enthusiastic Anya pops her face out of the driver's seat window. What's your language? I hear a thud from inside the car. Anya groans. Get in, quick. Pacifica pops her face out of the passenger seat window and urges us in. At the same time, we hear a gunshot several meters in front of the car. A random pile of snow bursts open. Get in before you get sniped. Yet, Miss Yet-to-be and I hop into the back seat. And at the same time, we hear a concerning metal clank, suggesting the car got hit by a bullet. But this is an armored vehicle, so it's invincible. And in this moment, so are we. It's been ages since I've ridden a car. I've missed the low engine roar, so I can't help but listen closely to it. Nobody talks, probably because we can hear a police car siren coming from behind. After a while, once we can no longer hear the police car siren, Anya parks the car in an alley somewhere. But even then, the silence isn't broken until I finally speak up and address Anya. Say, Anya. Yeah? This is the same one, isn't it? Yeah? Why? I didn't realize you still had it. I do. I mean, it'd be a waste to get rid of it, you know? I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm glad you came when you did. You're welcome for that. Like your mom? Thank you. The credit for the customizable model that I've customized is down in the description if you want to find them. I'd give their name out loud, but it's a bit of a mouthful, so it's written down there. I know let out a sigh, as if she tried to laugh but failed, if only that were the case. Look at the two of you getting all lovey-dovey. Anyway, why did you call her, not me? Pacifica takes out a bag of snacks from somewhere and opens it. You'd think snacks would be out of place in an armored vehicle, and yet somehow it works. I didn't know your number, Pacifica. You could have just asked Daniel. I was in a hurry. I had to prepare a disguise, too. A disguise? I disguised myself and handed those mint-flavored tablets to the watchman as a bribe. Then I put a new ventilation hole into the priest's skull and turned it on into a colander. It's not until after I finished talking that I realized, oh crap, I shouldn't have said that. What I did was a small-scale insurrection, far from what any normal person would call ethical. I don't think those two would easily approve of my actions here. I'm sure they were expecting something a little more peaceful. I get the feeling I should have lied about it, but I don't want to. For real? Good thing we're friends. Anya says that so casually. Thank you. So I casually respond. Anya grumbles something about priorities. Hey, Sayako, you said, I'm gonna jump to bring the car behind the church, right? After I got home from Pacifica's house, I called Anya on the phone. That's right, that phone is a direct line between me and Anya. Anya quickly picked up, and I quickly hung up. I finally understand why I keep avoiding the phone. I must be the type of person who's not good with phones. Do you think that Anya of Green Gables here would understand what you meant just with that one sentence? Do you know what she said to me when she came to me for help? Pacifica munches on the corn stack quietly, angrily. Yeah, I said, what's that supposed to mean? Exactly. If we did exactly what you said, we'd all be in jail right now. You understand? Pacifica opens up a second bag. Miss Yetsby reaches for the bag only to get her hand slapped away. That's why I came to you for help, okay? I'm the one who told you to tie the sofa on the roof. This girl was just going to bring the car as it was, you know? She's got proof for brains, remember? That's fine. No, it's not. I love her. I love whatever the fuck she's doing. Pacifica shouts. Miss Yetsby finds some snacks on her own and starts munching on them, saying, it's not as good as ham, but it's okay now that I think about it. I figured Anya would come to you for help and you'd catch on to what I was getting at, Pacifica. I was hoping that you two would fulfill my request, at least as stated, so, thanks for going above and beyond. I see. Well, okay then. Her voice is blunt, but somewhat tearful. I never want to make her cry again. We fell silent for a while. I think it's because we're all feeling as if we had reclaimed something. But that sure turned out fun, didn't it? Indeed. Yeah. I agree. Also, question. Go ahead, new girl. Short time no see. Yes, well, where are you going? No clue. I guess none of us really planned ahead. Honestly, I only planned to bust the new girl out. I didn't think about anything after that. Where should we go, Psycho? When she asked me that question, I respond with relative ease. Outside of town. I can feel the air get just a little colder. For real? Well, I kinda get where you're coming from. I don't remember what happened that day, so I want to try going out of town to jog my memory, I guess. Huh? What? Their faces freeze. What's with those looks? We don't remember. We don't remember what happened or what made you go, you know. Well, actually, I do remember a little, but we figured you'd remember, Sayako. No, I don't remember. There's some things I remember, but they're far outweighed by what I don't remember. I'm shook, though I'm sure they're just as shook as I am. Miss Yetsby curiously looks at each of our faces. That's right, she's an outsider. We should probably explain things to her, just not now. Alright, memory lane it is. Let's go. Anya proclaims. Yes, let's go as far as we can go. Pacifica concurs. Okay. And I agree. Outside of town? Have you been informed about ghosts and whatnot? We're ghosts, immortal and aging, locked up in this town. But since we're bored, we figure we'll take advantage of the chaos by going outside and crossing the boundary. Pacifica condenses the explanation perhaps a bit too much. The way she said it was kind of blunt. Normally you wouldn't expect an outsider to easily agree to something like that. Whoa, that sounds kind of funky. But thankfully, Miss Yetsby isn't normal, so there's no problem. I've already learned that from my short journey with her so far. Passy, what does she mean by funky? Funky is funky. I can see us getting along with her. Let's go! Let's go! Sounds like fun. And we're off. Annie steps on the gas and the car speeds off. The ground's covered in snow, but the car just laughs it off. My heart throbs. Huh. I guess I still have a pulse even though I'm a ghost. I'm glad my kidnappers are such fun this time. Miss Yetsby just casually and unexpectedly says that. Kidnappers? Well, I don't even know your names. I just came along for the ride before I got an explanation, so it's like you're kidnapping me. How fun! Kidnapping? The mood in the car suddenly gets tense. I did pretty much just kidnap her. But Pacifica and Anya don't know that. Sayako, did you just drag her out without giving her an explanation? And she just went along with it? Hi, Laser! I'll take a sip of the stretch. Thank you very much. How are you doing? It's going well. I think we're coming towards the end of this episode because VN is an episodic format. So I think we're coming to the end of this little episode. I was too busy eating ham. Ham? I don't know if you know anything about this, Vian, but to recap what has just happened. So the church was keeping this new girl, Ghost, locked up. Our friends Pacifica and Anya wanted to help our protagonist Sayako befriend her. But because she was kind of being held hostage by the church, Sayako was like, well, I guess I do something about that. So she just
quote-unquote killed the priest, held a nun hostage, brought them upstairs, ate ham with this kidnapped girl, made the nun look like her so the nun would get shot, instead leapt out a window, and now we're leaving and we haven't even actually introduced ourselves to the girl. And now we're leaving town, I guess. I'm alright. My throat, it's actually alright right now. It's still a little sore, but I don't know. I ate some chocolate and it kind of fixed it a bit. I don't know. It was very weird, but yeah, I don't know. It's fine right now. I'm sure it's gonna hurt later. If I swallow, I can kind of feel it, but it's not as bad as it was. Ham? Oh, don't worry about it. I meant kidnapping in a good way. Also, this girl's a fucking weirdo. I don't know what's wrong with her, but it's kind of funny. Really enough, I've found fruit passels help a sore throat. I mean, that makes sense, I suppose. I don't know, it was like... Because I got like a bunch of discount chocolate after Easter on Monday. And like, obviously I haven't eaten all of it yet. I'm making progress through it though. I don't know, I've been eating some during like my little breaks during the stream. It's kind of fixed it. I don't know. Like the water and the tea didn't really do anything, but as soon as I ate some chocolate, it felt a lot better. Don't know what that was about, but you know, I'll take it. But yeah. There's a good way? Those church people wouldn't tell me anything about the town. And besides, it's more fun to be with other girls, and you all seem like nice people. Also, how was your stream? I assume it's ended, but I'm not gonna tab over, because it hasn't showed who you rated, or anything. So, I mean, I'm assuming you're finished at this point. Unless you're here on a break. Well, okay then. That's fine, I suppose. Well, as long as Miss yet to be satisfied, that's fine, I guess. We all fall silent for a while. The view from outside the window gets sadder and sadder as the town slowly fades away into a barren field of snow. Outside of town. I wonder what's on the other side. We need to have a welcome party. Pacifica chimes in. I guess she's grown tired of the snacks. A welcome party? That's what we've all gathered here for. So you kidnapped me to throw me a welcome party? Wow, a surprise party! Thanks! Oh, about that. How about we make it a birthday party instead of a welcome party? It seems more festive that way. A birthday party? For a ghost? How about we give you a name as a birthday present? Oh, lovely! Sayako, you're so talented. Talented at what? We giggle, but Annie stays quiet. I guess she's having a tough time driving. However, that isn't the case. Okay, time for some bad news. Annie clears her throat and starts speaking. This car is equipped with a powerful engine so it can run anywhere, and it's carrying a ton of fuel. How powerful? Let's just say that barring wear and tear, it can run pretty much forever without resupply. Honestly, this thing's built like a tank. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be running properly, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but, it's gonna explode! We need to run. We can't. We've got 30 seconds. The blast radius will be hundreds of meters wide. It'll tear up the ground, spread radioactive fallout everywhere. That's an objective fact. So what is radioactive fallout? I was right. It's a nuclear winter. Jesus, this face is from my DLC. Yeah. Actually, I think more so it makes me think of Hillix, what she played like a month ago or something. As a practical solution, I propose we complete this birthday party within those 30 seconds. That's all the more reason to get off this thing! The blast radius is hundreds of meters long, passing. I seriously give up. 25. I understand. Let's move on to the gift giving then! 22.
Your name is Ham. No, wait. 18. Yoru. Yoru means night. That's what the Osayako also stands for, and we met at night, so Yoru. For something I came up with on the spot, it's actually a pretty good name, I'd say. Then again, ghosts are dwellers in the night, so maybe every ghost in town could be called Yoru. But these people don't know what kanji are, so I don't think anyone will catch on. What a lovely break. What a lucky break. 2 nightly names. Within me, she is there. She's there within me. This is my little secret. Time passes, I think to myself. Whoa, that's nice and simple. It's straight to the point. Good, that's the spirit. Good name, 10 out of 10. 10! Happy birthday, Yoru. 7. We got the important stuff out of the way in just 9 seconds. Things are getting kinda hectic, but it makes me feel something. It makes me feel alive. Let's be friends! 4. The flow of time is like the temperature. If either of them drop to 0, you freeze. I'll be your friend too! 2! That's why all of this commotion seems kinda warm. Welcome to the ghost town. It's a joyous sort of warmth. Thank you all! Okay, the end. And thus begins our story. Enjoy. Happy birthday. Enjoy an explosive birthday. I think. Oh, this is funny as fuck. I love the sense of humor this has. Incredible. I love it. Oh my goodness. It's something about the deadpan delivery of so much of it that I think I love, because I always loved a deadpan delivery. Just something, when something is objectively ridiculous, by its standards it's the most obvious thing in the world. Nothing weird about it. I love that. I love when I love when any bit of writing does that. It's so fun. Oh, this art's cute. Summer. It's summer everywhere you look. You can hear chattering voices everywhere, from the group of middle schoolers enjoying the breeze at the convenience store, to the elderly spacing out in the shade, to the elementary schoolers playing around in the park. As I pedal my bike, I feel my feet getting sore from the sandals that were given to me for days like these. But I figure I can just put up with it. After all, I'd be suited for the duration of the movie. Oh, the signal turned red. I firmly squeeze the worn-down brakes, and my bike gradually slows down. But it doesn't come to a complete stop, so I try to plant my feet on the ground to try and forcibly stop the bike, and that's when I realize something. Crap, it's like I'm just the usual me now. This extraordinarily cute sundress came from a faraway country, but I'm not used to wearing this sort of fabric. This new scent mixes with my own. I hope that kid doesn't find it unpleasant. The signal turns green. I start pedaling again. The wind whisks away my sweat. It's a nice breeze. We were meeting by the station. I gotta hurry. I don't want to be late. I slowly pass through the residential area, in front of the supermarket, and through the roundabout. I don't get caught in any traffic signals after that. How lucky. The kid's here and hasn't noticed me yet. What should I say? This will probably be our last time meeting, so I have to make it count. I'm just an ordinary summer sight. An average elementary schooler on a summer break. I can't wait to see the movie. The way there are no slash story explained to this visual novel, somehow it's hard to connect all the dots. I don't know, I feel like so far I'm kind of getting what they're trying to say. Because I think that makes sense when you take into account, obviously, Sayoko's, presumably from Japan, or somewhere in Japan, going off her name and that she's from a different place from everywhere else. So I would assume
that's probably something from before whatever little nuclear fallout happened. Whatever caused the nuclear winter they're all in, and whatever made them all into ghosts. Yeah. That being said, with that episode finished, we will be continuing next week. Yes, next week, yes. I had to, like, think about it. I was like, am I doing next week? Yes, I am. I should be. There's no reason I wouldn't be. Yeah. So, my brain's a little scrambled. Let me go to the chatting screen. There we go. Okay. I'll stay tuned on your streams to keep straight going. No problem. So long as you're taking care of yourself, because I know it's weirdly timed for you. This is really... Can we get some more chill music, please? That's much better. Okay. I never know where it's gonna go with that music. But yeah. Okay. So... Tomorrow... Is this a game or a book but online? It is a visual novel, so it's kind of both. It's quite a linear one. So it's kind of closer to a book than some visual novels are, but it's a visual novel. So it is a game, it's also a book. So yes. It is a book with game-ish elements, I suppose, is the way to describe it. Yes, so tomorrow we will be continuing with Lost Dimension, which will be, we're doing floor 4, which I think I've seen, it might be a little different, question mark? I might need to check that, if there's something about that, or anything, because I think I've seen something about the 4th floor involving 2 traders for some reason, and that you should save the dives for that floor, but I don't know, because I tried not to look at spoilers while I was looking for, like, information. So we'll see. We'll see how much of a disaster that is tomorrow. If I've done a little fucky-wucky with using my vision dives or not. I mean, we didn't use many. We used like 1 in the last floor, so it should be fine, probably. Probably. I don't know. Making Pixel is like 2D and at the same time 3D. It is fully 2D. The model creator, because this is a customizable model that I edited the textures off. I've been seeing the stream. See you later, Franco. Yeah, it's a customizable model. It is, the creator is in the description. I'd say their name verbally, but it's a bit of a mouthful. So hard to not see spoilers when you're on YouTube Short. Well, I mean, I don't really look at YouTube Shorts, I just stream to it. When I do look at YouTube Shorts, they're not typically about games that I'm playing on stream, because I quite explicitly do not allow the YouTube algorithm to feed me anything about a game I'm playing unless I already know the plot of the game. Like if I'm just replaying it on stream, you know? Otherwise I don't let it feed me anything. So I'm like, nope, I want to be as blind as I can. No, it was, and Lost Dimension is quite an exceptionally old game. I'm not sure there is even all that many. I don't think there's very much coverage on it on YouTube that isn't like 10 plus years old, so yeah. Alright, what are we doing? We're finding someone to raid. We gotta find someone to raid. Shatters on. Should probably... Let's see. Shatter's on, but we did raid Shatter recently, so I don't necessarily want to raid Shatter again. I don't think there's anyone currently streaming this game either. Because usually it would tell me. So I think what we'll do is we're gonna find another art streamer. Because that's like my go-to. I think that's a similar kind of level of mixed relaxation and occasional chaos as the stream has been. So let me see. Ooh, this person looks cool. Let me unmute them. Yeah, okay, I think I'll go for this person, because they're currently working on some debut art, I think. Which, big mood. Their name is Ori Pup. They look cool, and what they're drawing looks cool. I think it has a very similar atmosphere, in terms of their stream layout to this game. So, we're gonna rate Ori Pup. I will see you guys tomorrow with more Lost Dimension. And yeah, thank you for coming along. I will be streaming this game again next Wednesday. Yeah, it'll be next Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, if anything changes, I'll let you guys know in Discord and on my socials. But it should be. Does sometime your stream get a lot of viewers? I multi-stream and I don't really look at the viewer count. Mostly because OBS has stopped showing me the viewer count. Also, there's no raid join notif. That's because I haven't put it through. I haven't started the raid, don't worry. I was waiting until I finished my sentence. But yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow at 9 PM BST for Lost Dimension, and then yeah, I'll put out when I'm streaming. If you want to know exactly when I'm streaming, I post on my Twitter, my Blue Sky, and also in my Discord, which I think the link should be in the description on YouTube as well. I think I put it there. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna start the raid. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.